Oh, that's a little bit of an issue.
The phrase.
Nope, just wonder how much battery this thing has left. Not that it matters, I suppose. This one, right? Yeah. Nice, nice. We made saves at both of our like big decision points. That dog smashing his head in the floor. Alright. We're playing as Kajiro now, aren't we? I'm ready. 34. That much more than me than my name. Done a lot of things I regret. A lot of things I don't. I'm happy, overall, in a better place it was a year ago. Stable job, small group of friends, couple hobbies. I'm already slurring my words. Enough to live a satisfying life. Good ambitions, desires, passions, fears. Who doesn't? I'm clever, at least in my own opinion. Speak a little French, a lot of Japanese, English not so much. Dad always told me girls like multilingual guys. Haven't proven that theory yet. Been a while since I was in a relationship, and she never cared much for my second language. There's someone new I'm interested in. She's strange, dark, deep, like me. She doesn't get me though, but I get her. I understand everything about her. Maybe she'll come around, maybe not. That's probably enough self-reflection for today. I get caught up sometimes. Easy to slip too far inside my mind. Got things to do today. Delivery to make. The boss is cracking the whip. Already eaten breakfast. There's one thing off my to-do list. Might need a coffee though. Should have time to stop by the cafe. Grab my keys, phone, wallet, and book a book for the train ride. Later. Habit of mine to say goodbye to empty rooms. Used to be funny in my school days. Not so funny anymore, but it's stuck with me. I find it hard to break habits. Leave the apartment behind. It occurs to me that it might be the last time. Probably not, but it's a possibility. My mind always thinks of such things, always prepared for the worst. Benefit of living near the train station is not having to walk very far. But the noise pierces my apartment, and I'd learned to sleep through it. Platform's quiet today, must have beaten the rush. Going straight for the factory today, that blonde girl would drive me there. Moe. Always on the tip of my tongue. I like the factory. Spent a long time there with Dad. He worked hard, but he always had time for me. Factory's different now. Colder. Reminds me too much of the morgue. Not surprising though, since Noriko made it her home. He calls it the corpse factory. Not a fan of the name. I like morbid things, but factory meant a lot to me. Now it means nothing. Just a place I go. I still see Dad there sometimes. I picture him working away. He's not really there, just in my mind. Just my mind remembering better times. I miss him a lot. I hope he's proud of me.
Can you help me load up?
Yeah.
Blonde girl standing by the flatbed trolleys, piled high with 4 cadavers, each one sealed inside an HRP. Take the trolley and steer it towards our van. The back door is already open. A quick peek inside reveals Noriko's not within.
Okay.
I hoist the first cadaver off the trolley and load it into the van. The second one follows, then the third. Wipe a trickle of sweat from my brow. Hot today. Should have taken off my coat. Maybe later. One more cadaver on the trolley. Into the van it
You're
goes.
pretty quick at this.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, why are you still helping her?
Loyalty?
Yeah, right.
She means a lot to me. Even if I don't mean much to her.
I don't think anyone means much to her anymore.
Might be right.
I look straight at the girl, not the type I'd normally associate with. Girls like her usually think I'm a freak, or not normal, either or. We've gotten to know each other, a little. Wouldn't call her a friend
Why
yet.
do you still hang around?
Dunno. All this shit freaked me out from the start, but it's weird. Feels like we're achieving something, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it ain't right. Just feels like I got a purpose now.
Purpose.
I can't count how many people have died because of us. A The last month has been wild. But I don't even lose sleep over it anymore.
Neither. Never did.
Figures. I'm probably gonna go to hell.
Hell.
You know, for all the bad shit I've been doing. Even if I'm not actually killing people, I'm still enabling it. Don't you ever think we're gonna go to hell?
Don't believe in the place.
I never used to, but just been thinking lately, that's all. But between this and working at the office part-time, I can send some decent cash to my kid brother and sister, you know? Now that Noriko's paying us anyway.
Oh, we are?
You're
Sweet.
getting paid?
Konjiro.
You're not?
Joking. I'm getting paid.
Phew. That would have been awkward.
The girl yawns and shuffles on the spot. She looks back to the open factory. Or she looks back to the factory. The roller door at the loading dock is wide
Bring
open.
the trolley?
Okay.
He walks away and I grab the trolley and wheel it back to the loading dock. I abandon the trolley at the step inside the factory.
You here?
Holy shit. The outline of a sleeping body in the corner begins to stir. I make my way to the futon lying on the cold concrete floor. A worn out thing, fade fabric, torn edges. Lying on top of it, covered by a thin blanket, is the girl of my dreams.
Huh? What time is it?
Time to get up.
Come on.
Got work to do.
How many deliveries today?
That's the other girl. I'm just the muscle.
I reach out my hand to her, same way I do every morning, and she never takes it. Instead, she slowly climbs to her feet without assistance. Still wearing yesterday's clothes, yesterday's makeup, yesterday's sweat. Gorgeous.
When are you going back home?
This is my home now.
You need a shower.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
You do, though.
My place smells terrible, like rotting flesh. I can't get the odor out. It's been getting worse since I first moved in there.
This place smells too. Look at what's around you.
Oh. Marcel, how are you, friend? I gesture towards the rack of cadavers that filled the factory. We acquired some warehouse racking some time ago. It didn't take long for us to fill most of the shelves with cadavers. You good? I'm good too. Going through my monster, so about as good as it's gonna get. The industrial air conditioner we installed stayed off the decay for a little while, but not long enough. We try not to let each cadaver remain here for more than a few days. Sometimes we forget. It's so cold in here, all the time. Monster? Yeah, the energy drink. Not like Dad's factory at all. Stench can make anyone's eyes water. We just seem to be getting used to it.
I like it here. The smell here is different. It's nice.
But flavor just original.
Okay. You probably have requests to work on. I'll leave you be.
Noriko doesn't say anything. A thoughtful expression covers her face. I make my way back towards the trolley. That one's nice, it is. We've been overwhelmed with work lately. Seems like Corpse Girl's website's become the next big trend in Japan. Dozens of requests pour in every day. A lot of people are wanted dead. I don't care about the reasons why, I just do the work. All for Noriko. Couldn't care less about Corpse Girl's ambitions, or whatever she normally says. I want to prove to her that I'm useful, good, worthy. The only way I can think of to earn her love. Noriko's pretty, she's a crazy woman. She's a crazy woman. I told her I was doing it for corpses. I wanted to get my hands on some for myself. That was the lie, all of it. Why would I need her to acquire corpses? I work at a morgue. I've been stealing them for years. That makes her better if you say so. Just need her to believe she can motivate me, bargain with me, control me. When she achieves her goal, whatever it may be, I'll talk to her, heart to heart. Maybe I'll even propose. Can't let a girl like her slip away. She's too precious, too beautiful, too brooding, and macabre, and I need her. It's as simple as that. Since the first time I laid eyes on her over a year ago. The day she moved into her apartment. I've kept close by ever since. I must have her. Alright, this guy's crazy too. I think Tomoe is like the only normal person here. Physical labor always makes me hungry. A normal human trait, I would assume. Take a seat at the restaurant and place an order once the waitress arrives. Waiting for a meal is boring. I decide to read. Today's book is Foss Photography. I borrowed it from Noriko. She doesn't know. I flipped open the cover. It reminded me of why I started coming here. I once saw Noriko at this very same restaurant. She was eating omurice, and reading Strange Flower. She didn't eat much. 3 mouthfuls if I recall correctly. Alright, this guy's crazy. He's a friggin' psycho. But she read her book until the restaurant closed. I learned then that she's a girl that would rather feed her mind than her body. I'm personally the opposite. I love to eat. I find Noriko's traits endearing. It's hard not to fall in love with someone. It's hard not to fall for someone in love with educating herself. Whew. It also touched my heart that she chose to read the book I lent her. Come to think of it, I never did get that back from her. It's probably overdue at the library by now. Maybe I shouldn't show my face there again. Added to the list of places I can't visit anymore. A meal arrives. Omurice. I dig in. It's tasty. I assume this is Noriko's favorite. Funnily enough, it was Dad's favorite too. I devoured the dish in a few minutes. I like to lick the plate clean. Always earns a funny look from the staff. Heat from the meal is fogged in my glasses. I take them off and wipe them on my shirt.
I know you.
Thanks to my natural blurry vision, I can't see who sits down across from me. Quickly return my glasses to their rightful place.
Jimbo, right?
This fucking idiot. I want this man dead.
Kojiro. I don't think so. Trust me. You are? Junpei Matsumoto.
Fuck you, Junpei. I want you dead. I want your family dead. The town stranger offers his hand to me. I don't reciprocate the gesture.
Can I help you? Nah, man. Just hanging, you know? Saw you here, wanted to say, what's up? What's up? I don't know you.
Ow. Why is that still super, super duper loud? Oh, my poor voice.
I'll be going.
Prince, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Stay a while. Let's talk about Corpse Girl.
Okay. The stranger's word prevented me from standing up. I glare at him.
What about Corpse Girl? She's killed a lot of people, right? Like a hell of a lot of people. Probably. I don't know.
Ninian.
Come on, man. You're in her crew, yeah? I seen you lifting at the morgue. You run that white piece of shit van. Am I right?
So Junpei has to die. Good. Thank God we're killing this man.
Careful now. If I can find you, it can't be that hard for the cops to pinch you. What do you want? Like I said, just wanted to say what's up.
Foul man leans across the table. His hot breath reeks more than the factory.
I want to know how you guys do it. How do you get up every morning knowing that there's a killer out there?
Nan, put the gun down.
Powerful and successful than Corpse Girl.
Eh? I know exactly what he's referring to, and I try not to let my face betray me. It's true that Corpse Girl has some tough competition. Around the time Noriko targeted her sister, someone hacked the Corpse Girl website. Ever since then, a new string of deaths have raged across Tokyo like wildfire. Deaths not caused by Corpse Girl. Started off with a copycat killer stealing Noriko's requests. People that were sentenced to die via Corpse Girl's website were found dead before she could reach them. But that didn't last long. After a while, completely unrelated people were found dead across the city. People whose deaths had never been requested through their website. Because of that, we stopped worrying about it. Noriko was happy as long as her own victims weren't being poached. She didn't care if someone else was running a similar operation, as long as they were keeping hands off her prey. I hadn't given it much thought since then. And then this guy appears out of nowhere. It's Aoi. Oh no! Pretty damn obvious he's involved with the copycat killer. He's seen me around. He knows what I've been doing. He knows that there are 2 separate powers that they're killing. It doesn't take much for him to figure out.
What's your method? Excuse me? You kill faster than Corpse Girl. How? Whoa there, buddy. I don't kill anyone. Here, check this shit.
The guy shows me his phone. There's a website on the screen. It looks similar to Corpse Girl's website, but it's not the same. I read the name of the site out loud.
The Human Removal Service.
Nice, huh?
What is this?
Just read it.
I do as I'm told. There's a paragraph of information below the site's title. We remove unwanted human beings. Take advantage of our free and efficient removal solutions. Fill in the name and address of a human being you like removed. Following that is a text form to fill out, just like the one on Corpse Girl's website. I think I get it. This is the copycat's own website. They're running an identical operation, accepting user requests for victim details, and then carrying out the killings. How far do the similarities extend? Are they creating corpse photos to send to their victims? Are they forcing victims to kill themselves? Or are they carrying out premeditated murder? We're playing as Kojiro now? Yep. Are they delivering corpses to victims?
You involved with this?
Nah, just a fan. Used to be a Corpse Girl fanboy. That shit was wild. Then I discovered this site. It's so much cooler. More profesh, you know?
The guy leans in once more.
I even used this site once.
What happened?
The guy I wanted to die? He disappeared off the face of the planet within 24 hours. Can you believe it? And they're offering the service for free.
There's no doubt about it. This guy's involved with the copycat and this website. He's here to taunt me, pressure me. He knows who I am. What's his endgame?
Can I try the site?
Sure, man. Type the web address into your phone.
I retrieve my phone from my pocket into the site's address. Loads quickly. The Human Removal Service. Bookmark the site, scroll down to fill the name
Was it
field.
Matsumoto?
What?
Yes.
Yes. I type in Junpei Matsumoto. The next field requests an
Where do
address.
you live?
Hey, wait just a second. What the F are you doing?
Address, please.
You're a psycho. Don't put in my details.
Why are you worried? Not like the killer will target an accomplice.
Of course not, but still. Such a dick move.
Got him. Stand up and pocket my phone.
Later, Junpei.
Freaking weirdo.
His face is contorted into a foul grimace, like he swallowed something sour. I leave the restaurant. Sorry, your name was... And where do you live again? Junpei Matsumoto essentially confessed that he's involved with the Human Removal Service. He agreed that he wouldn't be targeted if I entered his name on the website. He admitted to being an accomplice. Don't know if he figured out what I figured out. Don't care. Need to tell Noriko. She's asleep in the corner as usual. The laptop beside her, the power cable plugged into a portable generator. Still in the same clothes, wearing the same old makeup. Wouldn't change a thing about her. I wish I could lay next to her.
Wake up.
She stirs and I extend my hand.
Kojiro? It's still early.
Need to talk. It's important.
She rubs her eyes and yawns.
What is it?
Look.
Hold up my phone and show her the copycat's website. Her eyes widen as she slowly reads the text. Her jaw drops ever so slightly, and she looks at me in shock.
How did you find this? I've been searching for weeks. I've tried so hard to find how the copycat is choosing victims. But there's absolutely nothing about this anywhere.
Met a guy yesterday. Someone involved with the site.
You're kidding.
Serious. Junpei Matsumoto.
No way she lets him live.
Good guy. Rude. Unlikable. Knew who I was. Knew about the morgue.
Shit. He knows?
Don't know how. We need to kill him.
How? If he knows our methods, he won't just kill himself when he gets delivered a corpse. He'll just laugh it off.
No, I know that. We really kill him.
Noriko is silent. It's the unthinkable. Something we've never done before.
I don't know if I can.
I can do it.
Shiro. I don't want to kill the guy. I need to kill him. It's for our own safety. With him alive, our secrets are compromised. He knows me. He may very well know Noriko. Oof.
Junpei Matsumoto? Why does that name sound so familiar?
Check his profile.
Noriko doesn't waste any time bringing up his noise profile.
Oh, shit!
I peer over her phone. Sure enough, the profile picture matches what he looked like. Hard to forget a guy like that.
This is Aoi's boyfriend.
Yeah, it is. The more reason to kill him.
Aoi, your friend.
More reason to kill him. Let's go. Aoi, the girl that Noriko never stops talking about. The cute and shy one. One I followed more than a few times out of curiosity. Wanted to see what constitutes a friend of Noriko's. Needed some tips. He's dating Junpei? Strange match.
Is this for real? I met Junpei some time ago. Maybe last month?
I see. Are they still together?
As far as I know, I haven't spoken to Aoi in a while. Wait, I wonder.
What?
Never mind. I need to think some things over.
Okay.
Kojiro, you remember the photo of my sister's corpse, right? Not the one that I crafted. The other one I found on her phone.
Sure.
You remember the instructions written on it?
Stab Shuji at the party, right?
Spot on. The copycat must send instructions written on corpse photos. I have a feeling the instructions always relate to killing other people. Other people whose deaths have been requested.
I get it. Kill two birds with one stone. Send one corpse photo to a victim, and have them kill another victim. It's efficient.
That's how they've racked up so many deaths so quickly.
Exactly. We can only rely on news reports for the numbers, but it's pretty clear that the copycat has claimed a few hundred lives in the past month at least.
We're up to 164.
Yes.
164 deaths caused by Corpse Girl. We've delivered twice as many corpses as that. Success rate's about 50%, and it's been dropping rapidly. It seems that Corpse Girl's rising popularity is having a detrimental effect on our success. As public knowledge of Corpse Girl rises, the fear of receiving a corpse decreases. People are starting to figure out how the method works. If they don't cave into the fear, they don't kill themselves. It's that simple. In most cases when the victims survive, they simply brush it off as an attempt on their life. They call the police, have the corpse removed, and then go on with their life.
We haven't been doing so well lately. But the deaths across Tokyo, the ones unrelated to us, are expanding at an exponential rate.
Seems that way.
Then our rival has a more foolproof method of killing. Is it as simple as adding instructions to a corpse photo? Threatening someone with death unless they carry out the instructions? And then, if victim A receives a corpse photo, follows the instructions, and kills victim B, how does victim A also end up dead? Surely it's not suicide at that point. Why follow the instructions to spare your life and then kill yourself anyway? It doesn't add up. How are they killing so many people so quickly?
Don't know.
It's true, I have no idea. I pride myself on always being in the know, but this is beyond even me. However, I do know how to find out.
Maybe I'll pay Junpei a visit. See what information I can extract.
I don't like it, but it may be our only chance. Get as much information as you can from him. Then, dispose of him.
Yes, good. Her words cause a flare of adrenaline inside me. I won't let her down. She's given me a task, an important task. I'll show her what I can do.
On it.
Good luck, Kojiro, and be careful.
Of course. Later.
Boss. Thankful that Noriko looks away just before a smirk splits my face in half. Take my leave. No country of origin. No countries of origin. One stack. Stand by. Let's go. Entry. No countries of origin. Bum, bum, bum. History missing COO. All lines. Good origin required. Woo! Quite a bit of time has passed since he went inside the maid cafe. Oh, I know what we're doing. We are killing Alloy's boyfriend. Can't imagine eating a meal takes this long. So there's something shady going on. He should have come out by now. He's just bringing her from crouching. I could stand up, but then I'd be more visible. Crouching in the corner of the alley suits me just fine. My knee should hold. A perfect view of the entrance. I've taken note of every single person entering and exiting. He hasn't come back out. His noise post from earlier was right on the money. He said he would visit the maid cafe, and sure enough, I watched him enter. Did he know that I'm tailing him? The whole thing could be a ruse. He might have an escape route. I've already scoped out the alley behind the cafe. There's no other exit. Front only. You've climbed out a window? Doubt it. Big guy, not very fit. Even if he attempted such a feat, I surely would have overheard the struggle. Keep watch from here. Can't be much longer. According to Noise, he comes here often. His favorite place. Like we met Aoi. She still works here, according to Noriko. What does Aoi see in him? What does Noriko see in Aoi, for that matter? Girl's boring. Cute, sure, but no outward personality. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. Hard to tell when I can only watch from afar. There he is. I'll have to follow him. Can't confront him here. Looks like he's heading towards the station. Easy. Here goes. The guy traveled to the very end of the train line. Nearly an hour to get here. If his home's all the way out here, why does he travel so far just to visit a maid cafe? He wandered into this underground parking lot, so I'm guessing this apartment building above is his little tomb. No one else around.
Hey, is someone there?
It's not as stealthy as I thought.
Huh? Kojimbo?
Junpei Matsumoto.
The fuck? You follow me home, dude?
That's right. Have some questions.
Not cool, man. Could've just DM'd me.
No.
Stride up to him and press my chest against his rotund belly. Staying this close, it's easy to see he's actually younger than I thought. Nearly a full head higher than him. Despite his bulky build, I don't think I'd have much trouble crushing him in a fistfight.
Back off, dude. I'm warning you.
I don't think I'll do that. Question 1.
Hey, I ain't playing your games.
Who runs the human removal service?
I ain't telling you that.
Question 2. How are the victims of the website killed?
Fuck you, man.
Question 3.
Shut up!
What is your role? I've listed the questions in order of importance. Please answer.
Junpei pulls his head back and spits in my face. A disgusting glob of saliva runs down my cheek. I snap 2 of his fingers.
Holy fuck!
Good. Excellent. I'm going to enjoy this. Knuckles within his bubbly digits break inside my fists as I bend them in the wrong direction. I savor the sensation of shattered bone grinding against shattered bone, and his knuckles splinter and pierce his skin.
Question 1. Who runs the human removal service?
Junpei wrenches his hand away from mine. He clenches his other fist and looks prepared to launch it at my face. The punch connects perfectly against my jaw. I cock my head a little, riding the momentum of the impact. Tooth comes loose in my mouth. I think it's a bottom canine. Swallow it. Turning my head back, I lock eyes with Junpei.
Question 2. How are the victims of the website killed?
Shit! You want another fist in the face? I'm my freaking fingers!
Question 3.
Let's go, Kojiro.
What is your role?
Junpei tries to lash out with a kick to my shins. He's slow. He's just not cut out for a fight. Step aside and his leg flails limply. Completely off balance, he falls and lands on his rear. Move towards him and stand over his recumbent body.
I've listed the questions in order of importance. Please answer.
Help me! Someone help me! This psycho is trying to kill me!
I can't help but sigh loudly. I run my tongue along my gums, feeling for the gap created by my missing tooth. Definitely a canine that I swallowed. Bit of an inconvenience. Have to get a false tooth now. Wonder if Noriko will think less of me.
Question 1.
Fuck you!
Madly tries to kick at my ankles. His feet slap against mine with no force or pressure.
Who runs the human removal service?
The guttural beastly growl that spews from his mouth is the desperation of a cornered dog. I don't much believe in kicking someone when they're down, figuratively, nor literally. Kick him in the ribs and a howl of anguish repeats itself. Sometimes you have to do things you don't believe in. Kick him again, and again, and again. One or three of his ribs shatter against the toe of my shoe. It's a crunching sensation, like kicking the ribs of a cadaver. I suppose a comparison isn't really necessary.
Stop! Please!
Slow, desperate pleas, completely different from the urgent howls of frustration just moments ago. Beaten and wounded, the dog is panting heavily, his tongue lolling against the asphalt.
Question 2. How are the victims of the website killed?
A moment's silence prompts me to prepare my foot for another flurry of kicks. But a meek answer I didn't foresee causes my body to stiffen.
Our Herald. He carries out all the killings personally.
I frown. The motion causes a sharp pain to shoot through my bleeding gums.
Your herald.
The dog spits blood down on his shirt and groans.
A visionary. A prophet.
At least he's saying he, so it's probably not Aoi.
And he's immortal. He's more powerful than Corpse Girl ever was. Every person targeted by the human removal service is removed by the Herald's hand.
This wasn't the explanation I was expecting. I thought the operation was similar to Corpse Girl's. Send a corpse photo to the victim, urge them to kill themselves, or give them instructions to kill someone else. That's what Noriko and I discussed. That was the conclusion we reached. I don't like being proven incorrect. Bring my foot into Junpei's ribs one more time, and he hardly flinches. He simply exhales and absorbs the force.
Question 3. What is your role?
I think the dog is unconscious. I tilt my head from side to side and hear comfort crack and pop, relieves the tension in my muscles. I crouch down and press my fingers to his wrist. Pulse is strong, his breathing's regular. He won't die, not unless I take action now. I told Noriko I'd kill him. Told her I'd take care of our problem.
Junpei?
Oh fuck. A girl's voice, soft, not unpleasant, both worried, terrified. Stand once more to see the cornered, concerned face before me.
What did you do to Junpei?
Yet. Aoi Sato. Noriko's friend, best friend. And the girlfriend of Junpei Matsumoto.
Sauce.
I need to leave. Aoi doesn't know my identity. She doesn't know I'm involved with Noriko. If I escape now, Aoi will never link this assault to Noriko. Well, that's option 1. Option 2.
Get out of here, you psycho!
No, I can't think about option 2. If Aoi got hurt, Noriko would never forgive me. I can return to finish Junpei another day. I know where he lives now, after all.
Later.
Turn on my heel and leave. The sobbing girl to tend to the wounded dog. Pause. When I lived with Shinzuko, I became really fascinated with brewing coffee. She bought me a handheld bean grinder and French press for my birthday. Thank her, I made frequent trips to the market to buy freshly roasted beans. I would lose track of how many hours I spent carefully grinding the beans, aiming to brew the perfect cup. But Shinzuko never enjoyed coffee, never had a taste for it. I didn't give up. I kept refining my technique, kept experimenting with different beans and roasts in an attempt to craft something she'd find palatable. She died, and I threw the French press in the trash. I just visit the cafe now for my morning coffee. I donated the handheld grinder to this cafe. More specifically, I gave it to the cute waitress here. Maybe it was callous of me to discard the gift that Shinzuko gave me. She should have torn me apart to throw away something that symbolized what we had together. 3 years isn't so important in the grand scheme of a lifetime. Besides, I have someone else now. Well, I don't have her, but I want her. Noriko reminds me of Shinzuko. In some ways. In other ways, they couldn't be more opposite. When the takeout coffee hour is ready, I leave my money on the counter and grab the paper cup. A quick sip of the piping hot brew fills me with renewed life. Liquid Skull Zero my tooth used to be. Not much for it. I'll go to the dentist some other time. Coffee in hand, I leave the cafe and make my way to the my next destination. Public libraries don't get the credit they deserve in this age. They're quiet, calm, soothing. That doesn't always do it for me, but it's a nice escape from the bustle of the city. Plus, they always carry works by my favorite authors, but the librarians don't pay me any mind. I think they're at a loss to recommend books that fit my taste. I don't feel judged here. Nobody looks at me, no one wonders if I'm a creep, no one really cares my unshaven face or crinkled clothes. Nobody looks at me and asks if I miss Shinzuko. I wish someone would ask. Just once. It'd be nice to know someone cares, even if I don't. No one knew Shinzuko. No one knew she was in my life, and no one knows she's gone. I haven't even told Noriko about her. I think she has enough on her mind right now. I'll tell her when the time's right. After wandering around the library aisles aimlessly, pick a tome from the shelf at random and find a couch to sit on. Comfortable at last, I sip my coffee and thumb through the book I've acquired. It would seem I had selected an autobiography about a famed painter I've never heard of. It'll do for now. I'll read anything. Skim through the preface, and then the first chapter. My fingers pick up speed as I thumb through the pages, never absorbing more than the first line of any particular page. Boring drivel. I can't read this. Toss the book aside and rest a closed fist underneath my chin. Not normally this restless. Usually, I'm more focused and driven. But it's my birthday, and Shinzuko isn't here to give me a gift. Perhaps I regret throwing away the French press. It was the most thoughtful birthday gift I've ever received. Perhaps I just regret losing Shinzuko. I don't know. If this were any other day, I wouldn't waste my time dwelling on the past. Thought I was above giving this day more significance than any other. 35. Fuck. Where do the years go? Time really does slip through your fingers. Hell, it's even more than a year since I met Noriko. Technically, I doubt she remembers our first meeting. Here in the library and a smile forming on my face. She probably thinks we met here just a few months ago. I asked her some trivial question. Something about Lovecraft or Cthulhu, and then I introduced myself. The first time we bumped into each other was my apartment. Well, her apartment. There's a corpse in this apartment. It was a fully furnished apartment. I didn't have much time to take it with me when I left. But it looks the same today as it did back then. I returned to collect the last few things. A couple blankets in the closet, a bedroom, a dustpan, a few knuckle bones, the usual stuff. I wanted to say goodbye one final time. To my surprise, she was there. She was chatting to the landlord casually, inquiring about the terms of her lease. Must have frozen in my tracks when I saw her. Now that I spent a good few minutes just staring at her. She was beautiful, gorgeous, breathtaking. She looked like Shinzuko. Shizuko. She looked so much like Shizuko. She shook hands with the landlord and said her name aloud, Noriko Kurosawa. Her name stuck in my mind, it replayed over and over in my head. The landlord accepted her offer for the apartment. Noriko would be moving in, making the place her home, my place. Must have bumped my shoulder into her by accident when I was trying to squeeze past. She apologized and I apologized.
Stas was just leaving.
Oz.
Oh, no, please. It was my fault. I'm very sorry. Did you live here?
Yeah.
I see. Thank you for taking care of the place. I'll be moving in soon.
I see.
Did you like it here?
Yes, very much so. It was home.
I'm glad. I hope that I feel just as comfortable here.
I nodded, but didn't pull my eyes from her face. She walked away after gracing me with a polite bow. Noriko from back then was healthier than the girl I know now. She's come a little more than a skeleton, skin and bones, but her keen mind hasn't dulled. She's still gorgeous, still takes my breath away, just like Shizuko did, once did. But she refuses to leave the factory. She refuses to return to her apartment. Occasionally, Tomoe will go catch things she needs. Clothes, tiny portions of food, coffee mostly. At some point, I got delegated to selecting the most suitable cadavers from the morgue. Also, Noriko doesn't have to visit the morgue herself. She gives me a bunch of photos, and it's up to me to pick and choose cadavers that best match them. Not my favorite work. It's tedious. I don't have eye for the detail that she does. But I do what I can.
Ouch.
Phone rings violently in my back pocket. I didn't realize I was sitting on it.
Yo,
Where the hell are you?
library.
Don't you have deliveries to make today?
I'm just taking the morning off.
You didn't ask me about that.
I told Tomoe.
Well, she didn't mention anything about it to me.
Saz, I'll see you in a few hours anyway. I just wanted to chill this morning. My birthday.
It's your birthday?
Yeah,
I didn't know. Happy birthday.
thanks.
Okay, I'll see you this afternoon. Bye.
Later.
She sounded mad at me. My defense, I haven't taken a day off from Corpse Girl's work for weeks. Didn't think that taking this morning off would be too much to ask. Apparently I rubbed her the wrong way. But juggling this work as well as my morgue duties is tiring. I don't get much time for myself. I don't get much time to think. Probably why Shizuko's face hasn't popped in my mind as much as it used to. My theory, anyway. Dry the remnants of my coffee cup. Oh, I drain the remnants. Returning the unread book to the shelf, I leave the library.
I'm home.
Close the front door behind me. My place is always dark. The tiniest sliver of sunlight filters through a gap between the closed curtains. I like it this way. Spend countless nights underneath the unholy light of the morgue. That fluorescent glow messes with my eyes. I keep my apartment dark, comforting. The place is small, smaller than my last apartment, at any rate, Noriko's apartment. Tiny living space, a one bedroom, a kitchenette. The bathroom is pitiful, half-sized tub with a shower head above it. Sink, a toilet, no sink. I need to use the kitchen sink after finishing my business. But it's home. Moving here after deciding to leave my old place was the change I needed after Shizuko died. Threw away so much of my life back then. Now, I'm almost a completely different person now. Almost. I kept my habits, mannerisms, the parts of me people find weird or off-putting. Can't help it, just how I am. All those quirky attributes that Shinzuko couldn't stand. Why is this like... They're still with me. She's gone, and I'm still here.
Come on.
Shake my head at the sound of my own voice. What a birthday. What a pointless day. Dwelling on the past doesn't suit me. I moved on from Shizuko a long time ago. I'm only stuck on her today because of my birthday. Because this day reminds me of that damn French press she bought for me. But it's gone now, and she's gone. All that remains is me. It's the way it's always been, or the way it always will be.
Enough. Time for work.
I don't feel like staying in and relaxing. Shuffle towards the tall, narrow cabinet in the far corner of my living space. I hoist the door open and look for my clean white coat. It's not stained or dusty like the one I keep on display near the window. It's my good coat, the one I reserve for special days, like my birthday. The white coat's resting comfortably on a white mannequin. Inside a white cabinet. I hate the color white. It serves no purpose. By its useless color, the mannequin holding the coat does serve a purpose. It carries my treasured possessions. Perhaps the mannequin isn't the most fitting. Oh, fuck. As I grab my coat, the sleeve catches on the mannequin's fingers. I tug at it gently and manage to release the coat from the mannequin's bony limb.
Later.
Habit of mine to say goodbye to empty rooms. Used to be funny when rooms were truly empty. Not so funny anymore. Not when that face stares back at me from the cabinet. Nothing to do about it. Okay, his girlfriend's either in Noriko's apartment or is the mannequin.
Happy birthday!
One or the other.
Thanks.
I don't have a gift for you. I'm sorry.
All good.
Noriko runs her hand along her opposite arm shyly. I like her to act so innocent and awkward. Or awkward and embarrassed.
I just didn't know. That's all.
I know.
She seems truly disappointed in herself for not knowing about my birthday.
I looked at my noise feed, and it even has a notification that today's the day. I'm sorry. I don't have a reasonable excuse.
It's fine. Really. What's on the agenda today?
Want to break away from this discussion. I hate my birthday. I hate Shizuko for leaving me. Noriko sweeps a strand of hair away from behind her ear and contemplates the question.
12 deliveries. Tomoe has already prepped the bodies. She's waiting in the van. I've sent the photos to the victims.
Only 12 today?
We're not getting many new requests. All of today's deliveries are just part of our backlog. There aren't many corpses left here, actually. We've managed to work our way through most of them. Have to visit the morgue again soon.
I see.
Things seem to be slowing down. Copycat is stealing our business. I just know it.
Maybe.
Oh, that reminds me. Whatever happened to Aui's boyfriend?
What do you mean?
I can't believe I forgot about it. You were going to kill him.
Oh, yeah.
Right, my bad. Somehow I'd forgotten about that too. Top of my own head today. Junpei Matsumoto.
Is he dead?
Unlikely.
Noriko's pout prompts me to explain.
Heard him good, but Aoi arrived before I could go further.
Shit. Did she see you?
Yeah. She doesn't owe me, though.
I suppose. Wait. You didn't hurt Aoi, did you?
The tone of panic in her gasping voice is impossible to disregard.
Of course not.
Aoi's innocent, you know? She can't get caught up in all this.
I know.
I'd never hurt a friend of Noriko's. Unless they hurt me first. Self-defense or something.
So, what do we do about Junpei? If he's still alive, he knows that you're involved with the morgue and with Corpse Girl.
Don't know. Actually, he did say something interesting.
What did he say?
I quote, "Every person targeted by the human removal service is removed by the Herald's hand." End quote.
The Herald? Who the fuck is the Herald? Did you mishear? Was it supposed to be Gerald?
Goddamn Gerald. Fucking guy.
Herald. Apparently some prophet. A visionary. Junpei says he's immortal.
Immortal? You're not serious.
Every killing is carried out by him personally.
What the hell? How is that even possible? How can someone kill so many people without getting caught?
I shrug. My tongue subconsciously licks the gap where my tooth once was.
Guess he's good.
What a pain in the ass.
Anyway, I'll take care of those deliveries.
Thanks. I'm going to try and dig up something.
Dig up?
Not literally. Information. Online.
Had me excited there for a moment.
Don't worry. You'll be the first person I tell if I decide to go digging up bodies.
Thanks.
Throw Noriko a lazy wave and take my leave.
You finally good to go?
Yeah.
Good. I want to get this over with.
Okay.
Oh, happy birthday, by the way.
Aww.
Thanks.
Did she get me something? It's funny to think that Tomoe knows about my birthday. I assume she read it on Noise, now that we're
Get
friends.
any prezzies?
Oh.
Not one.
Lame. What do you like? I'll buy you something.
Really? You'd do that for me?
Of course.
I like
You may be
Tomoe a
creep,
lot,
but
dude.
Birthdays are the best. Everyone deserves a present.
I think she's being nice. Not a fan of being called a creep.
Well, I'd like a French press.
Would I?
What's that?
A coffee press.
Oh, I know those. Yeah, sure. I'll order you one. Cool?
Cool. Thanks.
Sure. Happy birthday, Kojiro.
Surprisingly, she steps forward to give me a short hug. It feels nice. Contact. She's warm, not like Noriko, or the way I imagine Noriko to be. Her hair smells wonderful, like coconut. I'm not sniffing it on purpose. I'm not trying to play up my reputation as a creep, but it's impossible not to smell it when we're this close. Her fingers tap against my back a few times, and then she releases the hug. The smile is warm as her touch spreads across her face.
Come on, let's get going.
Yeah.
Moe opens the van's driver's side door and scoots inside. Door shuts behind her. I can't help but entertain the thought of what it'd be like to have a girl. Yep, that's the way it usually goes. She's nicer than I originally thought. Her heart's in the right place. She's not Noriko. Shake the fleeting thoughts from my mind and urge myself to get on with things. Delivery time. Sorry for all the throat clearing. My throat's really gunky today for some reason. Work duties have felt mundane lately. Boring. Pointless. Lots of things I'd rather be doing. I had to come in early today thanks to the influx of deceased patients from the hospital. I just get past through hospital halls and land in my lap, unceremoniously. They need tagging. They need to be added to inventory. They need to be stored. Cadavers are needier than some people. Where I'm going to store this lot. Running out of room in this place. Only a handful of cold chambers still available. I can thank the human removal service for that. It isn't the only morgue in the area, but it's one of the biggest. A lot of cadavers end up here. A lot of victims. Weeks ago, I used to smile every time one of Corpse Girl's victims entered this hallowed place. Kind of poetic. Noriko cherry-picked corpses from this morgue. Those corpses were delivered to victims. Victims died, and they ended up here as fresh cadavers. Ready to repeat the cycle. It was beautiful, the circle of death. Now, it's rare for Corpse Girl's victims to arrive. More common are the victims from the human removal service. At least that's my speculation. When multiple homicide victims arrive on your doorstep every day, it's not hard to piece things together. Lacerations, dismembered limbs, rope marks, bludgeoned skulls, myriad mortal wounds inflicted upon the flesh. I always suspected Corpse Girl's copycat was behind the sheer amounts of death raging across Tokyo. Seeing the fruits of the copycat's labor firsthand has convinced me that we're not dealing with simple suicides. Junpei Matsumoto's words still ring clearly in my ears. Our herald, he carries out all the killings personally. It all adds up. Corpse Girl truly has met her match. The human removal service continues to claim countless lives. Corpse Girl's success is rapidly declining. Much to Noriko's chagrin? Whatever. Corpse Girl has become so well known that the general public no longer fears her. Like a figure from folklore or a fictional character, everyone knows the name Corpse Girl, but only the truly gullible still believe she can kill people. Call it the Bloody Mary effect. Someone's predisposed to the belief in a horrific entity, they'll convince themselves that said entity truly exists. Targeted by Corpse Girl, such a person will succumb to suicide in any attempt to escape a Fuck. I was doing so well. When targeted by corpse girls, such a person will succumb to suicide in an attempt to escape a potentially more grisly fate. In reality, they simply play right into the trap that corpse girl laid for them. Those that treat corpse girl as nothing more than an entertaining piece of folklore, like Bloody Mary, are immune to the fear. Someone like this can receive a photo of their own corpse and shrug it off as nothing more than spam mail. It's ironic the success of Noriko sought for so long is the very thing that rendered corpse girl's methods ineffective. I wouldn't say all this to Noriko's face. She's well aware of the situation. As for the human removal service, no one seems to know about it. There's no mention of it anywhere on the internet, anywhere I can access anyway. Police are investigating the string of homicides haven't mentioned it. The site relies on users to request deaths. I'm at a loss as to how many people are learning about it, or how people are learning about it. It truly seems to be sort of a shadow organization, except for the fact that Junpei Matsumoto essentially walked right up to me and revealed himself. I don't know his motives for doing so. I don't know how he found out that I'm involved with Corpse Girl's work. I really should take care of him. Is he okay? No. A knock at the door. I rub my eyes and sit up slowly. Must have fallen asleep in my chair again. Though groggy, I get up and look through the front door's peephole. A single lonely package sits on the doormat. I don't know where it came from. I haven't ordered anything online lately. I swing the door open to pick up a plain brown parcel. Something inside rattles. Bringing it indoors, I slip my thumb underneath the packaging and tape to tear it open. Nestled on a bed of fresh packing foam is a white box adorned with an image of a French press.
Coffee maker.
Tomoe. That's right, this is a gift from Tomoe. She really bought me a birthday gift, something that I truly wanted. My friend Tomoe. After putting the package down, I retrieve my phone and open up noise. Moe doesn't send a follow-up message. I take that to mean our conversation has expired. So buy me a French press. Feels good that she did such a nice thing for me. Almost forgotten what it's like to have someone to care. Pity she has a boyfriend. Never stopped going on about him. Regardless, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't misconstrue that a gift is a kind gesture as affection. She was simply bestowing a birthday gift. Something that most people do for a friend. Something Noriko didn't even attempt. Don't know how to break down Noriko's barriers. I'm trying for a long time. She just never seems to warm up. She's chasing her lost cause. I'm tired of being lonely. I'm just so tired. Noriko, Tomoe, I don't care. If either of them would accept me, I'd give them everything I am. I just don't want to be alone anymore. Start of another long night. Alone, like always. The cadavers can hardly be called company. They don't speak, they don't laugh at my jokes. Not like the living people laugh at my jokes anyway.
Yeah?
Hey, I think I mentioned this a day or two ago, but our reserves have pretty much dried up.
Okay.
Reserves. Means her stash of corpses at the factory. She has a way with words.
Anyway, 3 new requests came through today. I'm really excited. Maybe things will pick up again.
Maybe.
I'll send through photos of the Vicks. Can you select some corpses that resemble them? Tomoe will come by with the van.
Okay.
Thanks. Are you okay? You're pretty quiet. More than usual, anyway.
I'm fine.
I see. Well, thanks. I'm sending the photos now. Message me when you're done. I'll send Tomoe over.
Yeah.
I end the call and return the phone to my pocket. Alright, Throat, enough. It vibrates 3 times in quick succession as Noriko's photos are automatically downloaded. for your quests. Not much, but enough to lift her spirits. Scan the array of cold chambers lining the wall. This place is packed to the gills. Shouldn't be a problem to find someone that matches her for her. Take a stroll along the left side of the left row of the chambers. All the bodies within are due for cremation. I can take my pick from here, just like always, business as usual. I fish up my phone once more and examine new photos. 2 women and a man. Middle-aged, young adult, normal everyday people. Corpse Girl will wrap her fingers around their throats and try to kill them. Will they shrug it off, the attempt on their lives? Time will tell. I'll do my best to help Noriko end their lives. I wander towards the computer at the end of the room and log into the inventory system. Trying to find some suitable bodies.
The corpses you picked out are good. 2 of them, anyway.
What's wrong with the third?
He looks a bit too old. Older than the victim, at any rate.
I see. Sorry.
It's not a problem. I think it'll still be convincing.
Are we delivering them today?
No, I received even more requests overnight. I need you to go select more cadavers.
Sheesh. Again?
Sorry. Aren't you happy that we're busy again?
Couldn't care less.
Hmm.
I'm only doing this for you.
That's the truth. Even if she doesn't want to hear it.
I heard that Tomoe got you a birthday gift.
Yeah, she did.
Way to change the subject.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be your friend, and I was just so caught up within my own head that I couldn't be bothered with your birthday.
It's fine.
Not fine.
So, if you'll accept a late gift, is there anything you would like?
A date. With you.
Anything else?
Damn.
You're being awfully forward today. I thought we agreed to just be friends. What's gotten into you?
Nothing. Forget it.
I have to look away from her to prevent her from seeing the snarl on my face.
I'll go pick out some cadavers for you. Later.
Okay. Bye.
Step away and mutter to myself.
Stupid.
I'm so stupid. I'm acting so desperately around her all of a sudden. You share some of that popcorn, Nian Nian? I want some.
Yo,
Come on, Tomoe.
what kind of hello is that? Frick.
Sauce. In a
Sauce.
mood.
Always the case with you, ain't it?
Seems to be.
She gets me.
Listen, how about that cup of coffee you promised me?
I love Tomoe. Yankee Nian Nian.
Huh?
You know, come on, don't make me say it. You said you'd brew me some coffee with that French press thing. And, well, I could really use a cup, you know.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Sauce. Noriko has sent me to the morgue.
Why? She kill ya?
No.
Takes me a second to get that she's joking.
Oh.
Always smiles warmly and waves her fingers in the air.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it ain't every day a pretty girl offers to have coffee with ya. So are we doing this or what?
I can't fathom the reason why for Tomoe's recent shift of attitude towards me. When we first started working together, she could hardly tolerate being in the same room as me. Now she wants me to brew coffee for her? Why? She wants something from me? She in love with me? No, she's not. Definitely not. No one loves me. Even so, I don't want to be alone. How can I refuse her offer?
Okay. I can put off the morgue until later.
You finally came to your senses, huh? Well, come on then. Let's go to your place. I'll drive.
My place. Last time a girl visited my home. It was back when I lived in Noriko's apartment. Back in Shizuko. Clicking my tongue serves as a distraction from the painful memories.
Let's go.
As long as she doesn't open the
Place,
closet,
huh?
it's fine.
It's freaking dark in here.
Sauce.
Boss.
You a vampire or something?
Of course not. I was just outside in the sun with you.
True that.
Moe looks around the small room and stands uncomfortably by the wall.
You don't bring girls back here very often, do ya?
No.
No.
Maybe if you made the place look more appealing, then girls just might want to come back here.
No.
You're here.
Sure, but I'm complaining, ain't I?
True. Why are you here anyway? It's not...
Oh, fuck. Hold on, log. This one. Why are you here anyway? It's not for coffee, is it?
You're a sharp one, ain't ya? Listen. I wanted to talk to you away from, you know.
Your boyfriend?
No! Jeez! Away from Noriko!
Oh.
See, this whole thing's been going downhill, wouldn't you agree? All this shit with trying to make people off themselves? Sure, I'm used to it by now, but... shit started to hit the fan.
How so?
Well, there's the business with... what was it? The human removal service?
Noriko told you about that?
Yeah, of course. We're besties, you know? They've been out there killing and killing, and the police want to shift all the blame onto Corpse Girl. After all, Corpse Girl is the only killer that has gone public. Her name and website are written all over the body bags we deliver. People talk, and everyone knows about her. So, of course the police are gonna assume she's behind all the murders. Except, she's not. Not really. A handful of them here and there, but even then, they're just suicides. Corpse Girl. Noriko. She ain't out there slashing necks and drowning people and setting houses on fire. She ain't doing any of that shit going down on the news.
I know all this.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if things keep up at this rate, the cops are gonna find her, Noriko, and she's gonna get locked up for life. I ain't gonna lie, she deserves it. The stuff she's doing is messed up. Thing is, me and you, we're accomplished.
Accomplices.
Yeah, that. We're in neck deep. If Noriko gets put on ice, we get taken along with her.
I see. You're worried about going to prison.
Of course I am. I got people to take care of. What would Shinya do if I got locked up? What would he think of me? Not to mention my little brother and sister.
Always crestfallen countenance makes the room feel darker than it truly is. Her watery eyes break away from mine and she tries to restrain herself from sobbing.
I can't. I don't think I can do this anymore. No matter how much she pays me, I just can't keep risking it.
I understand. This is difficult for her. It's far between loyalty to a friend and her own freedom.
I think your course of action is clear.
It is?
Yes. You need to step away from the game. It won't do us any good if you're not totally invested. You can make a fatal mistake that has consequences for all of us. If you're not committed, not focused, it's best that you part ways with Noriko.
You know, you really are more understanding than you look. I thought you were a total social outcast with no feelings or empathy.
Thanks.
Let me finish. I was wrong. You're all right, Kojiro. I'll take your advice. I'll talk to Noriko and tell her I ain't cut out for this anymore.
It's for the best.
We're gonna kill Tomoe?
I guess we won't hang out anymore.
Do we ever hang out?
Well, our deliveries, our time at the factory. Dunno. Kind of grew to like it.
Kojiro. Oh, shit.
Ah, shit.
I forgot. There's something I still need to do for Noriko.
What's that?
She asked me to go to her apartment and pick up some clean clothes for her. I owe her that much at least. You wanna come with me?
Her apartment?
Riko's apartment. My apartment. Not anymore. I haven't lived there for a while. It'll always feel like mine. And if there are any old memories to find between its walls.
Okay, I'll come with you. Do I need to break any windows?
No, of course not. Noriko gave me her keys.
I see.
You sound disappointed.
I shrug and let our accusation slide. I didn't expect a flood of mundane recollections to drown my mind as soon as I started climbing the staircase. The place is such a hold over me. My past life. My life with Shizuko. It's so foggy, but so familiar. I don't feel like the same person I was back then. Of course I'm the same. I'm still me. And the stench ingrained in these walls.
Every time I come in here, it smells worse and worse. What is it?
Don't know.
Mold? Mildew? No, it's more sickening than that. It smells it's something rotten.
Yuck. Anyway, her place is up just a few more levels.
I know.
Oh, you've been here before?
Mm.
Huh.
Moe abandons her thoughts in the air and continues to climb the stairs. We reach the landing below Noriko's floor. A young girl's voice rings out.
Hello?
Oh!
Daddy?
Doesn't take long to identify the owner of the voice. A girl, no older than 7, is knocking repeatedly on the door of an apartment.
Huh?
Oh! She notices our arrival.
Who are you?
Kojiro.
Hello there. My name is Tomoe. What's your name?
Momo.
Nice to meet you, Momo. Do you live here?
Mm-hmm. The door's locked. I can't get inside.
I see.
Oh no. Somehow, the girl locked herself outside of her own
Is
apartment.
your mommy or daddy home?
I think Daddy is home, but he won't answer the door.
Oh, not Momo.
Let me try, okay?
Young girl hesitantly nods, nervousness evident on her features. Moe slams her fist against the apartment door, unafraid of holding back her strength.
Yo, anyone home up in here? Hello? Anyone there?
After a good 30 seconds of pounding on the door, Moe puts her hand on her hips.
Are you sure your dad is home right now?
I think so. He was here right before I went outside to play.
Moe grimaces and looks me dead in the
You
eyes.
don't think something happened, do you?
Don't know.
Crouch down and rest my weight on one knee so the girl and I come face to
What's
face.
your dad's name?
It's Kenji.
Kenji, huh? And what was he doing before you went to play?
Momo twirls her fingers uncomfortably. Her expression turns thoughtful as she tries to remember.
He was watching TV.
I see. Thank
She's
you.
adorable, dude. I stand back up and turn to Tomoe. He raises an eyebrow in disbelief at the polite persona I adopted to talk to the girl.
He's got the TV on. It might be too loud for him to hear us.
Ugh.
Anyway, I'm sure he'll open the door soon. We should go up to Noriko's.
You're unbelievable. I ain't leaving this girl here. What if something bad happened to her dad?
Something happened to Dad?
No, honey.
Oh, honey, I didn't mean it like that. Kojiro, we need to get in there.
Moe's sentence cut off as the apartment door suddenly opens. Formidable man, broad-shouldered and standing with a smoldering expression, now inhabits the doorway. No, not Momo's dad. He takes one look at Momo and turns his neck to bark at someone behind him.
Daughter's right here. Bring her with us. Hurry it up.
The third man pushes past me and I stumble to try to get out of his way. I'd only being pushed around. The sight of a dozen ununiformed police officers shuffling into the apartment behind him urges me not to retaliate.
Daddy?
Dragging behind one of the officers is a handcuffed man in disheveled clothes.
Momo! Oh, thank God.
At least he's not dead.
Sweetie. Daddy has to go to the police station for
What
a
did
little-
Kenji do?
I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm so sorry.
Before he can squeeze out another word, the police officers yank him away from his daughter. He's accompanied downstairs and disappears from view within moments.
Come back! Daddy!
The final police officer exits the apartment and bends down in front of Momo. He mumbles something to her and then grabs her shoulders in an attempt to steer her towards the staircase.
Let go of me! Daddy!
What the fuck is going on here?
Moe takes a step forward towards the officer, her fingers slowly curling into a fist. Clutch her fist in my own and force her to lower it.
Don't get involved. It's a police matter.
I think she understands my vague warning and she stops struggling against me.
Momo,
Young girl is escorted downstairs and Tomoe stands defeated next to me.
what the hell just happened?
There's a body in here somewhere. I don't know if Kenji did it and it's his wife, or we did it and it's our girlfriend. Tomoe's uncharacteristically quiet as she searches Noriko's apartment for clean clothing. Witnessing that man, Kenji, get arrested in front of his own daughter seems to have dampened Tomoe's spirits. Although he's a stranger, I can't help but feel bad for the guy. I don't know what he did wrong. Surely his daughter didn't need to see that go down.
You okay?
Tomoe ignores me and she rifles through Noriko's drawers. I decide to bite my tongue and simply take a seat on the edge of the bed. First man to leave that apartment, the guy with the broad shoulders. He looked familiar, very familiar. Seemed to be in charge of the officers. Detective? Yeah, that's it. A police detective. I've seen him on TV a few times. He's the one leading up the investigation of the recent homicides. The one accusing Corpse Girl of being the culprit behind the human removal service string of murders. Interesting. Then, the man he apprehended, Kenji. Is he involved with the case? Is he a suspect? Is he the Herald? The neighbor of Noriko's. Could it truly be? Could Kenji truly be the leader of the human removal service? Try to connect all the dots in my mind. He lives close to Noriko. He might even be on speaking terms with her. He might have access to Noriko's computer, her website. He could have been the original hacker stealing Corpse Girl's request, the copycat. It all seems coincidental, but it almost makes sense. It's more likely than not the copycat's someone who personally knows Noriko, someone who has an inside view of her life. But what's his motive? Looked like a normal guy, just a father living with his daughter. What could have inspired him to take on a killing spree? Actually, for that matter, what inspired Noriko to do the same in the first place? Never mind that. Irrelevant right now. Kenji. Are you the one we've been looking for? Are you allied with Junpei Matsumoto? Are you the prophet, the herald, the one capable of standing toe-to-toe with Corpse Girl?
Okay, I'm done.
You're done or you're done? I blink a few times and look at Tomoe. She's standing with a pile of clothes neatly nestled in her arms.
Can we get going?
Yeah.
Leaving for now is the best. I want to get home. I want to spend some time with my thoughts. A lot of new information to sort through. Not a morning person. Never have been. Running with Noriko has forced me to get up early more times than I can count. Doesn't mean I'm getting used to it. Still, can't prevent myself from yawning. Doesn't help that last night was a sleepless one. Couldn't convince my overactive mind to take a break. Even distractions didn't help. Couldn't concentrate on reading. Couldn't focus on tidying the apartment. Nothing worked. Same questions kept bouncing around inside my skull. When the sun came up, I decided to stop torturing myself and just confront Noriko. Perhaps she has some answers.
Wake up.
I lean over her near lifeless body and whisper sharply. I don't want to scare her awake. Don't want her to ignore me either.
Noriko, wake up.
The whisper becomes more of a hiss, and the girl before me begins to stir. She rubs her eyes. A familiar sight thanks to all the times I've woken her up lately.
Again, Kojiro? What time is it?
Early. Listen, got some questions for you.
Give me a break.
Sighs, sits up, and reaches for her handbag lying next to her futon. After rummaging through its contents for a few seconds, she curses under her breath.
No coffee.
Here.
Toss her a silver can of coffee I picked up from a vending machine on the way over. I know the drill by now. Know Noriko well. The can slips through Noriko's slender fingers and comes to a rest safely in her lap.
Oh. Thanks.
She cracks open the tab and takes a long sip, effectively draining half the contents in one swig.
This is nice.
She thoughtfully examines the can. She thoughtfully examines the front of the can, running her fingers along the embossed?
Glad you like
Is that
it.
a word?
Now, questions.
Fine. Go.
Do you know a guy named Kenji? With a daughter, Momo?
Noriko cocks her head to the side, and this is the last question she expected to hear from me.
Yeah, I know them. They're my neighbors, kind of. They live on the floor below me.
That's right. You on speaking terms?
More or less.
Her eyes dart away from mine. She takes a moment to think.
Almost sweet. A nice girl. Kenji... We used to talk, but then... Well, I think he's lost respect for me. Let's leave it at that.
I see.
This is weird. How do you know those two?
Suppose it can't hurt to tell her. Somebody probably will if I
Went
don't.
to your apartment yesterday, with Tomoe.
You did?
Had to collect clothes for you. Going upstairs, we saw Kenji get arrested by the police. Lots of cops. And the detective from TV.
Detective? Wait. Kenji got arrested? Why?
Don't know. They took him away in cuffs. Took Momo, too.
No. The detective. You're not talking about the one heading up the murder investigations, are you?
It's him. Big guy.
Fujikawa.
Huh? Fujikawa?
Yeah.
Interesting. Didn't know his name before. Detective Fujikawa. Not exactly the type I want to cross. Noriko's shoulders slump.
Poor Kenji. I wonder why he got arrested.
Whoops. Flicker of realization flashes across her face. Then a split second, Naruto's defeated expression gives way to a hideous, wicked smile. Her eyes narrow and a shrill laughter pierces my ears.
Oh, that's fantastic!
Don't know if she's lost the plot or if she figured something out.
All those precautions I took, all that preparation, it finally paid off!
Spill it. What are you talking about?
Okay. Right. Listen carefully. When this all started, when Corpse Girl first told me to start killing,
When Corpse Girl first told her. I thought she was Corpse Girl. She always has referred to herself
I
as.
knew that running the website from my apartment was a risk. I knew accessing the database of the deceased could be tracked by anyone watching me. I took certain measures to protect myself. To protect Corpse Girl's work.
What did you do?
I pinned everything on Kenji Ogawa. I used his internet service, his Wi-Fi. I used his address for registering my website. I used his name for every service I signed up to. Everything I did created a trail of breadcrumbs that would point to Kenji in the event that the authorities ever came looking for Corpse Girl.
Devious. Cunning. Noriko planned everything from the start with a great amount of forethought. More concerning is the fact that she wasn't afraid to throw her neighbor to the wolves in order to save her own skin. Still, if I take Noriko at her word, this rules Kenji out as the mastermind behind the human removal service. He couldn't be the herald that Junpei Matsumoto spoke of. He was just a scapegoat, wrong place, wrong time.
Clever. I'm impressed.
Thank you. It finally paid off. The police will either treat Kenji as the culprit, or release him once they figure out he's not who they're looking for. Either way, they'll be back to square one. And I'm off the hook.
Sure, if you say so.
Hmm?
That's all well and good, but you've been conducting a lot of work recently, since you stopped living in your apartment.
What's your point?
Been logging into Corpse Girl's website from here, from the factory. You've been accessing that database of the deceased, too. Don't you think if the authorities trace that, they'll just come looking for you here?
I'm using my cell service to connect to the web. I'm not using a dedicated internet connection. And I'm running my connection through a proxy to mask my IP address. That can't be traced, right?
I shake my head. Pretty sure it can be tracked. Not my area of expertise, though.
No, but I'd be cautious if I were you. The cops will figure out Kenji's not guilty soon enough. Just you wait. Normal guy like that, he won't be able to give them any of the information they're looking for. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets released before the weekend.
So?
Hitting a dead end like that will only enrage the police, especially that detective, Fujikawa. Don't you think they'll redouble their efforts after that? They'll surely do whatever it takes to catch the true culprit.
Yeah, sure, I hear you, but Corpse Girl really isn't the one they're looking for. The human removal service is behind most of the recent deaths.
They don't know that. They only have eyes for Corpse Girl. You made her famous. Made her known in every household across Tokyo. She's as much at fault as the human removal service. And you know it. If they catch you, let's just say you won't be let off the hook so easily.
Noriko folds her arms across her chest angrily. Not my fault she doesn't want to hear the truth. The whole conversation is giving me a headache. All my assumptions on the identity of the Herald led me to a brick wall. I did glean one interesting piece of information from Noriko's words. A phrase that loops in my mind, verbatim. Corpse Girl first told me to start killing. Rub my chin and
Gotta
thought.
go. You good here?
Noriko drains the rest of her coffee and tosses the can aside.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Right. Later then.
Noriko doesn't speak another word. I leave in silence. Got a few hours where I need to be at the morgue. Usual night shift. Had a good combination with an early morning. Guess there's no deliveries to make today, for Noriko, or for Corpse Girl. For the best. I'm always quitting the business, we won't have a driver. Didn't really think that through when I encouraged her to let her go. I encouraged her to go with her gut. Oh well, that's on Noriko. She's the brains behind the operation. Simply the muscle, just like I always tell her. Corpse Girl told Noriko to kill people. She said. That's what Noriko, what Corpse Girl. That's what the person I know as Noriko told me. That begs a follow-up question. Noriko isn't Corpse Girl. Who is? Is Corpse Girl a person? Someone whispering instructions in Noriko's ear? Has that always been the case? I'm so blindsided by Noriko's ambitions for grandeur that I disregarded the truth behind her words. Is Noriko nothing but a puppet? Many questions. Doubt Noriko will willingly spell anything out for me. Not if she's gone through such great lengths to mask the truth for so long. Needed fabric content for what line? Oh, full. And it's all in the wrong order. Way more than 18 lines. Deal with it in a second. When Corpse Girl first told me to start killing, can't get the quote out of my head. Many moving pieces in this puzzle. Noriko, Corpse Girl, Human Removal Service, the Herald, Gunpei Matsumoto and Kenji Ogawa. Many assumptions, too many shadowy figures. Makes me angry. Don't like it when I don't understand something. Clever, sharp, like to know everything. Like to predict what's going to happen next. Like to remain one step ahead of everyone I know. Right now. Feel 3 steps behind. My Noriko, my whatever Corpse Girl is. Maybe Tomoe had the right idea. Maybe getting out of the situation's for the best. So, did I really make a clean break? Did I really just walk away? Noriko isn't afraid to play dirty. It's become increasingly more evident, especially with the Kenji situation. If I walked, I have to be on guard for the rest of my life. I have to be cautious of every shadow that flits in the darkness. Would Corpse Girl come to claim me as her own? That begs the question. Tomoe quits now. Will Noriko try to buy her silence with blood? She'll do anything to ensure her name isn't dragged through the dirt. Tomoe knows too much, as much as me. She could compromise Noriko's entire operation if she lets the wrong words slip out in front of the wrong people. Because of that, I have to believe that Noriko won't stand for it. Tomoe's life will be in danger if she quits now. I don't know how. I don't know by what measure Noriko will strike from the shadows. The girl is weak of body but strong of mind. Her ambitions are steeled by some otherworldly force of will.
Noriko won't let Tomoe walk away from this.
Speaking the words out loud and hearing the echo throughout my apartment helps confirm the truth. I have to warn Tomoe. I don't know if it's too late. I don't know if she's already told Noriko that she'll be quitting. No time to waste.
Can I help you?
Why do I get this shit? Why do I have to deal with someone else's fucking whatever?
Tomoe in?
She's, are you a friend of hers?
Yeah.
Um,
This is an emergency.
really? Hang on. I'll go get her.
Wait patiently as the guy, I assume Tomoe's boyfriend, goes to fetch her. That's not how you spell uniform. Uniformed cardigan. It's fairly late now. The sun's setting. I might miss the start of my shift at the morgue. This is more urgent.
Kojiro? What the fuck are you doing here?
Need a word.
How'd you get my address? You know what? I'd rather not know.
Tomoe, who is this guy? Why does he smell like...
Long story.
Is he bothering you? Should I,
Should you what, Shinya? One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Should I take care of him?
My nostrils flare a little as I choke back a laugh. This guy's pretty scrawny. I'm no martial arts champion, but I find it hard to believe he'd pose a threat to me.
Nah, it's all good. He's harmless. Mostly.
I see.
He flashes an untrusting
Need
glare.
to talk. It's important.
Son of a bitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fine, come in, come in.
Him.
I point a finger at the boyfriend.
He needs to go.
Seriously?
Yes, come on. What do you think I'm here to talk about?
Ugh. Yeah, fair point. Shinya, can you, like, clear off for a bit?
Bruh.
Tomoe, I want to know what's going on here. Just who is this guy? Is he an ex-boyfriend of yours? Because I'll fight
Get
him.
up.
You just watch me.
I'll fight
No
you.
need for that. Not here to steal your girl.
Just listen to him, Shinya. You've no need to worry.
2, 5.
Fine then. I can tell when I'm not wanted.
Yeah, we've literally told you to leave.
If anyone needs me, I'll be outside.
Boyfriend storms off like some upset toddler, and I finally allow myself to crack a smile.
What a catch.
Shut up. You don't know him like I do.
Okay.
Always shuts the front door, leaving us alone in her
So what
apartment.
the fuck is this all about?
I need to know. Have you told Noriko you're quitting?
Nah, not yet. Surely you could have asked me that over noise.
Proms. Thought you might be in danger already.
Danger? Why?
Have a theory. Reckon Noriko will cut us up if we leave our merry band.
Nah. Noriko and I are besties. She wouldn't hurt me.
Don't act so certain. Noriko will do anything to protect herself. That neighbor of hers, the guy that got arrested, she set him up from the very start. Made him take the fall so she wouldn't become a suspect.
You're shitting me.
Dead serious. And
Take a moment to consider the best way to announce my next theory.
don't think Noriko's working alone.
Moe simply frowns at what I consider to be a starting revelation.
Of course she's not. We're working with her.
Guess I didn't explain it well enough.
Not what I meant. Noriko.
Noriko. One, two.
Noriko may not be the ringleader here like we assumed. She said, and I quote, "When Corpse Girl first told me to start killing," end quote.
Moe's silent contemplation convinces me I'm onto something. Something that neither of us had stumbled upon previously.
Well, shit. I thought Noriko was Corpse Girl. She always calls herself that. In fact, she even admitted it to me once. Yeah, I remember it. I kinda suspected it and I asked her about it, and she confirmed it.
Sure about that?
Well, pretty sure, yeah.
Interesting.
Now I'm starting to doubt myself,
Don't sweat it. Noriko does refer.
right?
Oh,
I
fuck,
thought
shit.
so.
Wait, what? Did? Okay.
But I'm still uneasy about it. Someone convinced her to start killing, and she seems to think it was Corpse Girl.
Oops. Alright, perfect.
Ugh, I don't get it.
Neither do I. But I'll get to the bottom of it.
Right.
For now, for your own safety, don't tell Noriko you're quitting.
Seriously?
I don't know how she'll react.
What a drag. I really don't want to do this anymore.
Be patient. Give me a bit of time.
You sure you can sort this out?
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating about my confidence. I'm determined to learn the truth about Noriko and the identity of Corpse Girl. Maybe I can figure out why this all started. Why Noriko is so intent on continuing down the path of
Leave it
destruction.
to me.
Thanks.
Later then.
I wait to the front door and swing it open. Slowly started when the heavy form stumbles into me. Is that a heckin' Mog? Is that a heckin' Renessa? Wait. That was a Pog face. I thought that was some kind of other face. With his ear pressed up against the door, Tomoe's boyfriend couldn't avoid falling forward as the door opened. I looked down at him, sprawled on the floor, groaning.
You okay?
He'll be fine. Get up, Shinya.
Get up, Shinya. He clambers to his feet and dusts off his trousers.
I was, just,
Gotta go. Bye.
Don't have time for this. I pushed past him and went out of the apartment complex. A late arrival to the morgue is not met by any form of chastisement. Chastisement? The place is empty, devoid of life. Nothing out of the ordinary there. So, something's off. Too empty. Glancing around the walls of the cold chambers, I immediately noticed something suspicious. The majority of chamber doors aren't shut. They're slightly ajar, as though the last person accessed them didn't close them properly. I would never do such a thing. I know how to press the doors firmly enough to lock in place. Leaving a cold chamber unsealed is a surefire way to assist in a cadaver's deterioration. An unsealed chamber allows for the odor of decay to leak into the morgue. Right now, I don't smell anything out of the ordinary. Meaning, these cold chambers are empty. Once removed the cadavers that were stored inside. This place was full to the brim just a day ago. There wasn't a single empty cold chamber. Now, cursory glance shows that good 90% of the cold chambers are unsealed.
Fuck.
My initial sense of uncertainty gives way to panic. I jog towards the left wall and start pulling the sliding trays out one by one. Empty, empty, empty. One after the other. Each chamber is devoid of its macabre contents. I hate that fucking word. Even the HRPs have been removed.
Shit.
Come across one cold chamber that is still sealed. Press the release button as I pull the handle forward. Familiar hiss of cold air escaped from the hollow space as little to allay my fears. Slide the tray out and sigh. Empty. It seemed that even the properly closed chambers had been evacuated.
Oh, fuck shit.
I dashed to the opposite wall. The row of cold chambers I've stored by is not due for cremation. Row that Noriko is not allowed to access. Like every other wall, just like the other wall, every chamber is empty. There's a jar, unsealed, empty. I thoroughly check each one.
No luck.
I trudged towards the computer at the far wall, logging into the inventory system, scanned through the lists of arrivals and departures. No bodies came in today. Unusual, but not for a cause for concern. More importantly, no bodies have been checked off as removed from the premise. Each and every body that has disappeared from this place has not been accounted for. The correct protocols have not been adhered to. I can only draw one conclusion. The morgue has been robbed.
Sorry to rock up so late.
It's fine. I was awake.
Okay.
Okay.
Bad news.
Hit me.
Morgue's been plundered.
Plundered? What, are you a pirate now? Wait, your tone. You're not joking.
No.
No.
Explain.
All the cadavers have been stolen. Cold chambers are completely empty.
Fuck!
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
How could you let this happen?
Me? I'm no security guard. Don't put this on me.
How am I supposed to acquire corpses now? How the fuck am I supposed to appease Corpse Girl?
Despite the fact she's having a Noriko moment, I don't miss the fear in her voice. Appease Corpse Girl. Something you'd say if you're referring to yourself. You're clearly referring to someone else, some other being. And to put her on the spot. Think of always being 3 steps behind.
Who's Corpse Girl?
What?
Who is she?
Don't act dense. I'm Corpse Girl. If you're trying to be funny, it isn't working. Now isn't the time. We've lost everything, Kojiro. I've got a couple of bodies here at the factory, but they're allocated to victims already. If Corpse Girl gets any new requests, we won't be able to fulfill them.
There, you did it again. You referred to Corpse Girl as another person.
Can you stop messing around? Don't you see how serious this is?
I do.
I do. I do see how serious this entire situation's become. Noriko's delusional. She refers to Corpse Girl both as herself and another person. She pays no heed to the difference in her words, even when she's called out on it. Doesn't seem to be aware that she's doing it. Could be a personality disorder. Can't place the blame on her if that's the case. I think it's more than that. I believe she's being guided or goaded by Corpse Girl, forced to achieve her ambitions. There's more to it than a personality disorder. Something I'm not seeing.
So, what do we do?
What can we do? You'll have to break into another morgue. Start stealing corpses for me.
No.
What do you mean, no? Don't say no to me.
I'd do just about anything for you. But sometimes, you need to know when to call it. There's no moving forward from here.
I can't give up, Kojiro. We've come so far.
Somebody stole the cadavers from the morgue. From my morgue. Somebody who knows what I'm involved in. It wasn't an attempt to stop what we're doing.
What do you mean?
It was a message. Whoever did it wanted to prove that they are more powerful than we are. Pulling several hundred stiffs from a morgue, all at once, without getting busted? That's something even we couldn't achieve. Someone knows our operation, inside and out. Someone knows what we do and how we do it. And they wanted to prove that they can do it better.
The Human Removal Service.
Who else?
Sorry, I'm like having to type one line, then copy it, and then...
Damn it.
Hope you can see the truth now. We can't continue with them in the picture.
You're right. Our next move is to destroy them. Destroy the Herald.
That's exactly what I was getting at. I'm trying to discourage Noriko from continuing with the
What
operation.
do you propose?
You said you'd do nearly anything for me, right?
More or less.
Then... hunt down Junpei Matsumoto. Again. He needs to reveal the identity of his leader, the Herald.
Right. Didn't work so well last time.
Because we got interrupted. Bum 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 bum. So, can't forget that night. I had the guy beaten and bruised on the ground. Stubborn pup.
You were interrupted last time. Aoi got in the way, didn't she?
Yeah, tried to defend her boyfriend.
Holy fuck. I don't... Juicy made it of brass? What the fuck kind of shoe?
You need to extract information from Junpei at any cost. When you're done, kill him.
I have no problem with that. But if Aoi is present again, I'll have to back down.
A few seconds of silence makes you ponder if Noriko still has had the head... Jesus. A few seconds of silence makes you ponder if Noriko still has her head in the conversation. But to repeat myself when she finally speaks.
If Aoi interferes,
Don't you fucking dare, dude. The girl you're talking about.
kill her.
That's my fucking girl you're talking about. And just like that, Noriko's true heart is revealed. She'll stop at nothing to achieve her goals. I was right to fear for Tomoe's life earlier. I was right to fear for my own. Noriko will cut down her best friend in the world, and she will show no mercy to anyone else. This kind of resolve, this steel-hearted determination. Can't help but admire it. I respect Norio.
If I do this for you, I want something in return.
1, 2, 3. Okay. W suit, paint to pant. I have one too many BGs. I'm assuming this is my IT to them.
What?
Be with me.
You still want me?
I've never wanted you more. I'm in love with you, Noriko. In case that wasn't clear before.
Okay. Take care of this issue for me. And you can call me yours. I'll be your girlfriend, or your wife, or your mistress. Whatever you want. My heart will be yours.
That's all I wanted to hear. All I needed to hear. I don't want to be alone anymore. I don't want to feel lonely. Noriko, Yuko, even Tomoe, it doesn't matter. I just want someone to love me, hold me.
Okay, I'm on it. Leave it to me.
Thank you, Kojiro. I'm putting my faith in you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. Stop sending me shipments that I can't do right now, 'cause I have this fucking 100-line piece of shit clothing shipment. Step back, turn around, look up, stare at the stars in pollution-clouded sky. We get together. Perhaps we can live in Noriko's apartment, my old place. It's like coming home from a long absence. Noriko will replace Shizuko in my heart, and life will go on. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dead. Uniform belts. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's right. Why are my numbers off? 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. There we go. That's better. Same stakeout as last time. Junpei Matsumoto, in his infinite wisdom, posts on noise about visiting the maid cafe today. I don't know why he doesn't set his profile to private. Especially after I followed him home last time. I won't be following him again today. I'll confront him inside the maid cafe. A place where Aoi is unlikely to be, since she quit her job a while ago. Although, did she really quit? If memory serves, she was dressed as a maid last time I encountered her. Not that I have qualms about killing her. In fact, I'm not even bothered that Noriko's okay with ordering her death. I'm just thinking about the future. Noriko and I marry. We'll want friends and family to attend the wedding. Noriko will need bridesmaids and a maid of honor. That would be perfect for one of those roles. Sparing her life now, I can kick off my new life with Noriko on a high note. I'm aware other people will be present inside the cafe. No intention of hurting them. The force has made people to evacuate, or I'll corner Junpei somewhere private. Doc himself arrives as I'm playing through the possible scenarios in my head. He waltzes through the front door, completely oblivious to my presence across the street. I'll give him some time. Let him get comfortable, lower his guard. The weight of the blade inside pocket's unfamiliar. I like it's heavy. I like it's so heavy that restrict on humans, just feels strange. It goes better not to tackle this unarmed. It's an emergency measure. After 20 minutes, I approach the maid cafe's entrance. One 1 5 3 5 1 1 2 1 5 5 7 2 1 3 2. Fit perfect. Not a fan of the atmosphere. Too flashy for me. Prefer somewhere more simple, laid back. Junpei is at the table near the far wall, alone. Not that I expected any different. Blonde maid trots over to refill his drink. He nods politely but doesn't say a word. Hasn't seen me come in yet. Someone asks if I want a table, and I don't respond. Someone else chimes in, something about paying the cover charge. I don't know. My attention's on the dog. No one attempts to hold me back as I march towards my prey. Finally sees me, but I'm 5 steps away and it's too late.
What the?
Oh, fuck. Give me like a second. Let me just catch up a little bit. Am I right where I'm supposed to be? Yes. 62, 62, 62, 62. 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, 0.6. 8. 8. No. Please add up properly. 4, 304, 304, 304. 0.4. Please add up properly. Please, please, please.
Long time.
Long time.
You're crazy, man. Get away from me.
Looking at him up close, he doesn't seem too worse for wear, considering our last encounter. Started to wonder if I went too easy on him.
Can I sit here?
Hell no. Get out of here.
Thanks.
Pull up a chair and sit directly across from him. The blonde maid from before offers me a menu. She gasps when I hear. She gasps and hear. She gasps, and I hear something shatter on the floor.
It's you!
No, Aoi, run! Strange. Aoi didn't quit her job after all. Did she lie to Noriko? Did Noriko lie to me? I'm 99% sure it's her anyway.
Stay back, baby. I got this.
Yep, it's her.
Thought you quit?
Huh?
I thought you quit this job.
What? How would you know that?
I realized that I shouldn't spill any details of my relationship with Noriko.
Forget it.
Oh, you think you're hot stuff, right? Tailing me, beating me up, and now you're digging into my girl's business? The fuck is wrong with you, man?
Excuse me for a second.
I stand up slightly and lean over the table. Junpei recoils as my fist pummels his nose.
Sorry, had to do it.
Sit back down and wipe my bloody knuckles on a napkin. Junpei touches his face and sobs, always visibly shaking, standing next to her dog, unsure how to react. Some miracle, I don't think anyone else witnessed the punch. For the best. Means we can get down to business without interruption.
Some questions for you.
You broke my nose!
Shush. Haven't asked my question yet.
Aoi somehow gathers the courage to flee. I don't watch her leave, but I get the sense she's gone to fetch
What do
help.
you know about the robbery of the hospital morgue?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, not the answer I wanted.
Rip. No, Aoi's gonna make it. Junpei makes the mistake of possessing fingers. I jam a steel fork into the back of his left thumb and pin it to the wooden table. Bro, you would be screaming.
You're going to give me the answers I want. Am I clear?
You're a nutcase. You're psycho.
No. For my next question, how did you find out about my involvement with Corpse Girl?
Seems that Junpei is carefully weighing his response for the first time. Instead of outright defiance, he wisely chooses to grant me a satisfactory
It
answer.
wasn't hard, man. You're not the most stealthy dude around, you know?
Explain.
You and that blonde gal girl, Tomoe Watanabe, you're not cautious enough.
So, he knows Tomoe's identity and her involvement. Talon is truly a liability.
It's not hard to tell you when you drive that hunk of shit van around town, dropping dead bodies off to corpse girls' targets.
He knows a lot. Way too much. How far does his knowledge extend?
I see. My next question, then. Do you know Corpse Girl's identity?
I think the real question is, do you?
I consider his words. Do I know Corpse Girl's identity? Beginning to doubt that. He'd asked me a week or two ago, I would have thought Noriko immediately. Now, the way that Noriko's been referring to Corpse Girl, I'm not so certain. But I won't let this wounded mutt have the upper hand. I won't let him pry open gaps in my defense.
Wrong answer.
The only other piece of cutlery at hand's a metal spoon. I drive the slightly pointed rear end of it into the pointer finger on Junpei's already injured hand.
Corpse Girl's identity?
Fine. Noriko Kurosawa.
Interesting.
I see.
A tap on the shoulder from behind causes me to turn.
Leave him alone.
No. Aoi, run. Aoi somehow gathered half a dozen nearby other bystanders. They're all glaring at me, fists clenched, ready to try and forcibly remove me from the premise.
We're not done here. Come back later.
Let my Jinpei go! Stop hurting him!
For an early meek girl, Aoi has more courage than I expected. I stand up and stretch my neck. I'm not looking for a fight with a bunch of cafe patrons. Giving a heavy sigh, I dip my hand into the pocket and withdraw my knife. Flashing in front of the mob says more than my words ever could. They all back off, letting out a few shivels of despair. Aoi, either out of bravery or fear, holds her ground. A single watery tear welling in the left side of her eye discloses her true feelings.
Leave. Everyone. Now.
Doesn't take more than this animalistic, primitive command to convince the crowd to disperse and rush for the door. Aoi's among the fleeing throng, and she mouths the word sorry as she catches Junpei's eye. Satisfied that I'm not interrupted further, I return my attention to Junpei. He sobs vocally.
Don't kill me, man. I'll do whatever you want, you know? Please, I'm begging you. I've got my whole life ahead of me.
Relax. Only one more question for you.
What? What is it?
Who runs the human removal service? Who is the Herald?
I'm being completely honest with you, man. I don't know who he is. He wears this creepy-ass mask and never speaks.
Can't quite tell the dog's being sincere or lying through his teeth.
I need more than that. Who would know his identity?
Shit.
Shit.
Look, man. The Human Removal Service. It's only the two of us. Me and the Herald. He recruited me online, you know? He makes me do his legwork. So, if I don't know who he is, no one does. Except him, of course.
Not good enough. Not the answer I'm looking for. I lean over the table once more, keeping my knife clearly within the dog's vision.
Not happy with that answer. Pick a finger.
Shit, no, dude, seriously. Ask me a different question. Please, please.
Kojiro,
Uh-oh. Voice I didn't expect to hear rings out from behind me.
Reiko,
enough.
why are you here?
I overheard everything. It's enough information to use.
Is it?
Noriko strides forward. It's a little unnerving to see her in the real world, away from the factory. She's been cooped up there for so long. Her scale pin. Her pale skin looks almost otherworldly beneath the cafe's gaudy lights. For whatever reason, she's wearing her best clothes. They're almost clean, as though she recently did her own laundry. Walks with purpose, one foot in front of the other, but her gait is unsteady and she's visibly trembling. At the end of her path, she rests her palm against Junpei's table and takes a calming breath.
You stole the corpses from the morgue.
No.
Yes.
Noriko doesn't miss a beat as she flashes her phone at Junpei. Can't see what's displayed on the screen, but the dog hangs its head almost immediately.
It was me. I robbed the morgue.
Eh? Noriko pockets her phone, then tosses a small bundle of bandages onto the table. Bandages. Junpei hastily grabs the offering with his good
Get
hand.
out of here. Get Aoi to bandage you up. And not a word of this to the police.
What about all the bystanders we threatened to murder with our knife?
Yes.
With a great deal of effort and grimace, Junpei plucks the cutlery from his pierced hand and yelps. Not daring to remain in my presence any longer, he bolts towards the door.
But we're just letting him go?
Yes.
Don't understand.
You don't need to.
I don't like that. Don't feel comfortable not knowing what's going on.
What did you show him on your phone?
Leave it, Kojiro. Put the knife away. We're...
Oop. I obey her orders, returning my knife to my pocket. I follow her unsteady lead and we make an exit to the empty maid cafe. Noriko gasps unhealthily as she quickly consumes her weight in water. With a loud swallow, she brings her sleeve up to her lips and wipes her mouth dry. The empty water bottle clatters against the concrete. Noriko's gaze returns to me.
That's a bit better.
The visit to the maid cafe got the better of her. She spent too much energy intervening in the confrontation. But her motives in doing so remain unclear.
Fill me in.
There's no need to kill Junpei.
Why? He knows everything. Knows me, knows Tomoe. He knows... you.
Noriko hesitates but doesn't flinch at the revelation. Something tells me she already knew this much.
Junpei Matsumoto will be dead by sunrise. I made a request, Kojiro.
First thought that jumps out at me as she requested from Corpse Girl to kill Junpei Matsumoto. That's a ridiculous notion, isn't it?
I see. I don't think Corpse Girl can take care of him. He knows our whole operation.
Noriko's raised eyebrow conveys her confusion.
What? No, I didn't make a request through Corpse Girl's website. What would be the point of that?
I shrug because I truly don't know what else she could have meant.
I used the other website. The Human Removal Service. I made a request for the death of Junpei Matsumoto.
Oh. But, again, what good would that do? Junpei is an accomplice. If his colleague, the venerable, supposedly immortal Herald receives a request to kill him, it'll simply be ignored. Unless... Starting revelation dawns on me.
Shit, of course. Why didn't I suggest that?
Haunting smirk is scribbled across Noriko's features. She knows that I've finally dawned on the same conclusion.
The Herald is ambitious. His convictions are strong. Absolute. Just like mine. Like Corpse Girl's.
Corpse Girl's convictions, huh? Corpse Girl would never reject a request.
That's right. Junpei Matsumoto is disposable. A pawn. The Herald will deal death to him in the same manner as any other nameless victim.
I see.
But more important than Junpei being killed is what we will discover in the aftermath.
Explain.
By knowing that Junpei is the next to be targeted, we can observe him and witness the Herald's killing method firsthand.
Ah, it's brilliant. Noriko's laid the perfect trap. By sparing Junpei's life today, we've set him up to be slaughtered by his own compatriot. We can use his death to uncover the exactly how the Herald brings low his victims.
Have to hand it to you. This is a pretty fantastic plan.
I know.
A few things.
You have doubts?
Not doubts, exactly. Firstly, how do we know exactly when Junpei will be killed?
Noriko sweeps the hair behind her ears and scoffs, as though the answer should be clear to me as it is to her.
I specifically requested the time of death.
You can do that?
The Human Removal Service demands it.
Interesting. Second topic. What if you're wrong?
What?
What if the Herald isn't willing to kill his own ally?
In that case, it will prove something important.
That he actually is working with him?
It will prove that we're dealing with a complete amateur.
Or that.
Someone whose convictions could never reach the strength of Corpse Girl's.
Just like that, Noriko reaffirmed my earlier suspicions. Corpse Girl truly would destroy her own allies in order to see her ambitions fulfilled. Moe, myself, our souls are shackled to Corpse Girl's own black void, and we are not safe from her wrath. Noriko will it, our flames will be snuffed out in moments. Anything with this? Oop. We're nothing to her. Dirt, dust, ash. Be blown away like the useless incinerated remains of a cadaver.
Understood. Let's uncover the secrets behind the human removal service.
Oh. That shipment took me a very long time to do. Another early morning. You can call it that. Haven't gone to sleep yet, so it feels like a late night. Noriko has me on a short leash. I think she knows it too. Apparently she specified this place to be a place of Junpei's death. And she specified this as the place of Junpei's death. I don't know how she knew of it. The parking complex belongs to Junpei's apartment building. It extends 2 or 3 levels underground. Again, Noriko specified the exact location of the death. The human removal service seems to take users' requests very seriously.
How much further in?
What's this? Visual novel about murder.
Shh. Keep your voice down. I'm just looking for a good vantage point that we can hide.
Her words are severed by a violent gasp. Unspeakable to another word, she simply points. My eyes immediately follow the direction of her slender finger. So it's definitely a girl.
Oh.
It has to be Aoi. Oh.
Disappointing. Missed the main event.
Junpei Matsumoto is already dead. He's floating in a sea of his own lifeblood. Vicious stab wounds practically glow red along his back. After examining his remains, I turn my attention to the less interesting figure standing motionless beside him.
You.
The masked stranger looks like the villain from a B-rated slasher film. He's covered in blood from head to toe, in dark clothing, a zipped-up jacket with extra-long sleeves, a hood, a skirt. Out of the figure's clothes combined with his physique gives me the impression that he may in fact be female. Is this the herald we've been searching for? The bloody corpse at her feet would suggest that it is so.
Mask.
Mask. Simple, white, probably porcelain. It's reminiscent of something, some fictional character, maybe some film villain after all. Herald still hasn't moved. She's as still as a statue, gaze vacant, eyes impossible to discern behind the mask.
Are you the herald?
For the first time, the figure moves. A startling jerking motion, like a mannequin or a puppet being pulled by strings. Her head cocks to the side and seems to notice our presence for the first time. But an answer to Noriko's question is not forthcoming. I step up to the plate.
You really immortal?
Herald doesn't react to my voice, like she reacted to Noriko's. He has returned to a stiff, doll-like state. Pretty easy to prove if someone or something is immortal, and I've always had a curious mind. I draw the knife from my pocket and launch it at the mannequin. The blade embeds itself in the thing's shoulder. She doesn't so much as flinch. A trickle of blood pools down around shimmering steel. It's Noriko's sister. Noriko's sister's dead.
Oh. Mr. Hart.
Kojiro, why did you do that?
I shrug and take a step forward, towards the herald, before Noriko tugs at my coat and holds me back. She takes my place and puts herself between me and the herald.
Tell us who you are. We deserve to know that much.
It's Aoi. It has to be. Something in Noriko's words, the sound of her voice, or the tone of her plea, causes the herald to move once more in acknowledgement. The motion this time is fast, quick, calculated. The herald moves a sleeved hand to withdraw the knife from her shoulder. He allows the blade to drop down to the concrete ground with a dull ting. Before the knife hits the ground, the herald turns her back to us and breaks into a sprint.
Shit. Not cut out to chase her.
Not Kusma. Ida. I think. Oh, never mind. Whatever. It's fine. Boop. Who cares? It's done. Don't waste my time. Ends a clothing shipment. I'll see that back here in a little bit. And these are all fucking shitty. God damn, I hate this company.
Don't bother.
I hate this company so much. The Herald disappears into the darkness of the parking lot. We are left standing up by the corpse of Junpei Matsumoto.
Well, we didn't see the killing, but at least the request was granted.
She's right. Her gambit paid off. The Herald killed her own ally. Proven her convictions are strong. I crouched down and examined Junpei's corpse, but it's hard to get a good look in the darkness. Regardless, it's clear that the dog is dead.
Should we leave the body?
Going to send a text.
Huh? Who are you messaging?
See if I can pull a few strings. Wouldn't mind if the corpse ended up at my morgue.
What are you planning?
Nothing. Really. Just want to prod and poke a bit.
Noriko's subsequent grunt is a clear indication that she doesn't fully believe me.
Do what you want. I've gained as much from this as I had hoped.
Let her trail off as I turn my attention to my phone. Swipe through my contacts and quickly compose a message to a few people in particular. If all goes well, an investigation team will shortly arrive to examine the scene. I'll be gone by then, but if my contacts do their job correctly, they'll haul Junpei back to the morgue. Pocket my phone and scurry towards the blood-soaked knife I launched at the Herald. Slide it back in my pocket to signal, and I signal to Noriko that we should depart.
Goodbye, Junpei Matsumoto.
She waves half-heartedly at the corpse as she lets out a childlike giggle. I hate Fridays. So honest. Scant few hours of sleep did not offer much in the way of refreshment. I had to be at the morgue again in an hour. There's much to do since the place was robbed. Perhaps a few more cadavers have arrived. Perhaps Junpei Matsumoto's corpse will be there. I should take this opportunity to breathe. It's been a while since life slowed down like this. No requests coming through for Corpse Girl. No bodies to haul around with Tomoe. No cadavers to catalog at the morgue. Life should be good. Stop sending me these shipments. I'm still alone. And Noriko may decide to discard me at any moment. Why does that make me want her more? I want to prove my worth, my value? Prove to her that I'm worth keeping around? I don't know. Doesn't matter in the long run. After brewing myself a cup of coffee using the French press Tomoe gifted me, I take a seat in my chair. Sitting alone in the darkness is somewhat depressing. But it's only temporary. I won't be alone forever. Soon, Noriko will sit here with me. We'll be together in this darkness. I'll make her see my worth. Make her love me the way I love her. Make her fill the void that Shizuku left in my life. I'll make her treat the gnawing pain in my insides. I'll make her save me from the falling into despair, falling into old habits. Noriko will save me from myself, just like Shizuku once did. Take a sip of my coffee. It's still a little hot and it scalds the gap in my mouth where my tooth once was. It hurts. But I'll be okay, soon. Hard to hide a smile when my plan unfolds perfectly. The body was here, waiting for me when I arrived at the morgue. Staring down at the pallid corpse of Junpei Matsumoto filled me with more satisfaction than I thought possible. The dog is dead. My early morning encounter with this executioner wasn't just some fever dream born from a wishful thinking. His body is riddled with stab wounds, deep, clean, piercing cuts. These injuries were not inflicted by a knife. No forensic pathologist, but the wounds are too thin and too deep. Each intrusion is about the width of a chopstick. I doubt he was killed by chopsticks, though. You can never rule out everything. The gaze pans down his body, looking for anything of interest. The rest of his form looks ordinary, nothing to note. I'll zip up the bag for now and return to his located cold chamber. I take him out once in a while to have a laugh. After raising the zipper covering his legs and groin, I have to shift his arms to fit them within the HRP. Then I flinch, my hand instinctively retracts from the cadaver. I'm used to the ice-cold touch of a body fresh from its containment chamber, the sensation of lifeless preserved flesh. Thus, it wasn't the sensation of touch that caused me to startle. It was something out of the ordinary, something I'd somehow missed during my initial observation. Junpei's fingers. 5 thick, meaty digits on each hand. 10 perfectly intact, dead, but otherwise healthy fingers. It was only days ago that I pierced 2 of his fingers, his thumb and his pointer finger, using cheap metal cutlery. Can't forget the distinct feeling of plunging those implements through his flesh and bone, pinning his fingers to a table. The corpse before me shows no evidence of being injured in such a manner. But it can heal wounds like that without medical attention, and even then, stitches and scars will remain. Junpei Matsumoto's digits are 100% intact and puncture-free.
Interesting.
Come to think of it, didn't I snap a few of his fingers in half the time I confronted him outside his apartment? Sure I did. I crushed the bones with my own fist. This corpse's hands don't show any sign of that either. Normal to the touch, no visible bruising. On a whim, I pull out my phone and open noise. I navigate to Junpei Matsumoto's profile. Load a few profile images, swipe through them one by one. My phone right next to Junpei's head, comparing the similarities between Junpei's photos and his dead body. Everything becomes clear immediately. Certain elements of Junpei's features don't match. His nose is broader in photos, his lips thinner, more taut. The corpse in front of me is not Junpei Matsumoto. It's a copy. A clone. Junpei Matsumoto's death was faked for our entertainment. It's definitely Aoi. Oh, god damn it. The body lying on the ground in front of the Herald was planted there before we arrived, planted to convince us that Junpei had met his maker. The Herald did not kill Junpei. The Herald simply used one of Corpse Girl's tricks and produced a carbon copy body. All in order to fool myself and Noriko. This revelation settles my mind. I come to another conclusion. Morgue being robbed was no coincidence. I can almost guarantee the cadaver used to replicate Junpei's death was stolen from this very place. Weapon of deception, stolen and turned against us. And the morgue was targeted before Noriko even requested Junpei's death. Almost as if the human removal service predicted Noriko's movements in advance. Is that even possible? All I know for sure is the dog is still out there, still skulking around working for his master. It's starting to get interesting.
Okay, I think I'm up to date. I guess it was a good thing you decided to prod and poke Junpei's corpse, as you put it.
Guess so.
I thought you were just being your usual morbid self, taking corpses for your own use, whatever that may be.
Don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm glad you acted. Faking Junpei's death. What's their end goal? What did they really accomplish by pulling such a stunt?
There's a million possible answers to that question. Can't know the real truth, not yet.
Obvious answer would be that they wanted to deceive us. Make us think we have the upper hand.
I came to the same conclusion. They think they've fooled us, but we know better. Can we use that to our advantage?
Don't know.
Sometimes you're helpful, and other times you're just...
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
It irritates her when I withhold my thoughts. Sometimes I act like this just to elicit a reaction from her. She's cute when she's pissed off.
I don't know what we should do next. We're kind of at a dead end, right?
Kind of.
Corpse Girl's website has gone silent. No one is requesting deaths anymore. But if I'm to believe the news, there are still dozens of people being killed all around the city. Which means the human removal service is still as active as ever.
Don't beat yourself up. Don't have any cadavers at the morgue anyway. Can't exactly fulfill any requests.
True.
She sighs and rubs her eyes. Despite her tired, exhausted appearance, she's dealing with recent events rather well. For Noriko, at any rate.
Can you let me know when the morgue starts filling up again?
Sure. Hang on. There is one body there. Fake Junpei.
Yeah.
Not much use, though, I suppose.
No, not really. Keep me updated.
Okay.
She rubs her eyes again and tries to hold back a
You
yawn.
look correct.
Sorry. Things are tough right now.
It'll get better.
Woohoo!
You'll cause some deaths soon enough.
Her words have the strange effect of actually cheering her up slightly. No, we're not exactly the most normal people. Things we do, the cause we devote ourselves to, they are wrong. There's no other way to put it. I know this. I trust Noriko knows this as well. We're morbid, sick, disgusting. Noriko slaughters innocent people in the name of Corpse Girl, her fabricated idol, or alter ego, or whatever else she could be. As for me, I've got as much blood on my hands as Noriko does. She likes to believe that she's innocent, but the truth is, she's just as guilty as the killer. I don't see myself in the same way. I know for a fact these things I've done are enough to put me behind bars for the rest of my life. I don't try to convince myself that I'm something I'm not. I'm a criminal, plain and simple. It's just... But Noriko's a kindred spirit. We're connected on some level that I don't expect the average person to understand. We're bonded by the things we've done, the death we've witnessed. Looking at her now, this tired girl worn thin by stress. Can't help but be reminded of Shizuko. I messed up with Shizuko. I didn't take the time we had together seriously. Took it all for granted. I won't make the same mistake with Noriko. I'll make her mine, and I'll prove my love to her every day. Perhaps that'll convince her not to discard me when I've run out of use.
Want something to eat?
She glances at me and opens her mouth, but weighs her words before speaking.
Thanks, but you know me.
I know.
Of course I know. I know so much about her. She doesn't eat, not unless she absolutely has to in order to live for another day.
Something light? A salad? I want to share a meal with you.
I can't.
Okay, I understand.
I do, I get it. It's Noriko. Her convictions are what I admire the most about her. What would it say of her character if I could break her convictions with a simple invitation?
We should get married.
Huh?
A few days ago, you said you'd be mine.
If you murdered a man, which we didn't.
I told you something like that, yeah. But that had a condition. You had to kill Junpei.
To be fair, she did stop us, though. She's right. I didn't manage to kill him. Does that mean I don't deserve her?
Maybe there's something else I could do? Let me prove that I'm a man you can love.
I'll think about it.
Went on a little too hard there, guy. Little
Okay.
too rough. I'll take that. Better than it right now.
Maybe you should get going for now. I need to sleep.
Okay.
I'll leave her be. I should get some sleep myself.
Later.
Bye, Kojiro.
Something about the way she says my name sends a chill down my spine. Not a pleasant sensation, nor is it a feeling of elation or excitement. It's uncomfortable, disconcerting? I shrug it off and leave the factory. Well, that escalated quickly. I have an uncanny, vivid recollection of dragging Shizuko's corpse to the streets on the night she was killed. I'd witnessed a collision. I'd watched, speechless, as the asshole who ran her down drove away like a coward. It took me a while to gather the strength to collect her crumpled body off the asphalt. By the time it was around 7 o'clock, the sun had set, but a sliver of light peeked over the horizon, tinting the sky with an orange hue. People kept screaming at me. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't trying to smear Shinzuko's blood on the sidewalk. Just wanted to take her home. She was hurt or dead. No point leaving her in the middle of the road. She didn't comment on my suit. Got all dressed up for her. Didn't comment on the ring, even as I slipped it on her stiff finger. She didn't say a word about the size of the diamond. But she made a unique sound as we walked. It rings in my ears every now and then, especially when I catch myself in quiet moments. Didn't know what it was at the time. Punctured the silence between my heavy footsteps. Turns out the sound was caused by the fabric of her dress stretching and ripping against the coarse texture of the sidewalk. Whew. She made that sound for the entire journey home. Footsteps, thud thud, Shiriko's shirk shirk, people screaming ag kya. Cacophony. Yeah. Google. Google, help. Hold on, I'll turn it down so I don't blow out eardrums. Oh. Cacophony? Cacophony.
Cacophony.
Thank you. Harsh, discordant mixture of sounds. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Google. Silence didn't rear its head until we arrived at our destination. He's totally hidden in the wall somewhere, dude. My controller die? It did. Oh, I gotta put my controller. Why has it lasted that long? I haven't charged it in a while. Good? There we go. She's definitely buried in the wall. Wasn't easier getting up the stairs to my apartment. Carried in my arms a dozen of times, always effortlessly. During that final ascent, Shizuko's weight exceeded the limit of my muscles. No choice but to drag her up slowly, step at a time. It wasn't her fault. It wasn't my fault her head cracked against every step. Once we were inside, I finally had the opportunity to examine the damage. Her limbs were flattened, her chest caved in, ribs crushed into a fine dust. Remarkably, her beautiful face remained unmarred. She looked at peace, despite having died in pure agony not long before. It was the last time I kissed her. planted my lips on hers and found comfort in the slight warmth that still remained. And then I closed her eyes. Memory of that event is so clear that thinking about it feels like I'm reliving it again for the first time. The pain hasn't dulled. I'm glad I don't live in that apartment anymore. Climbing those steps every day would only serve to remind me of dragging Shizuko's behind me. Got myself free from the chains that shackled me to her, but I can never destroy the memories. I think they'll haunt me until the end of my days. Perhaps I'm so desperate to fill the void she left behind in my life. So desperate to distract myself with love from another. And yet, at that time, I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to hold her cold, lifeless corpse to my body and simply waste away that I could join her in the afterlife. In fact, I was so attached to that corpse I did something I'd never done before, not once, in all my history of toying with bodies. I decided to keep her. She's in the closet. She's in the closet or she's in the walls. Don't know if it was whether out of despair, depression, or desperation. Don't know why I truly decided to do such an odd thing. Possessed by a single disturbing idea, I emptied a small storage closet in that old apartment, discarded everything within. And I carefully, delicately, lovely placed Shizuko inside the dark space. She stood up against the wall, almost casually, almost like she was alive. Held her in place with some rope fastened to the wall, a loop around her neck and a few bindings around her waist. She sagged a little, but it wasn't overly noticeable. There, Shizuko stood before me. Though her gaze was lowered, I could almost fool myself into thinking she wanted to greet me. She simply wanted to say goodbye. Goodbye. Something I'd never considered saying to her. But I knew it was time. Time to say goodbye to her, and to say goodbye to myself. The me that shared a life with her. Me that lived in shame of the things I've done. Into that small storage room, I piled the evidence of my guilt. I hate this word. All the I can't pronounce this word. Macabre. You guys have told me how to pronounce it, and it doesn't fucking, like, roll off my tongue.
Macabre.
Macabre. Bruh. And sickening paraphernalia that I've collected over the years to find new home within that dark space. Photos of corpses, poems written about embalming and mummification, countless books by Noble Sinclair, the author that I held so dearly to my heart. Everything and everyone that made up Kojiro found itself inside that room. And with one last look at the girl, I slammed the door and locked it tight. The ceremonial act of locking everything away I once loved had a cathartic effect. The moments after that aren't as clear in my mind. I know that I sealed up the room and concealed the door, but I don't recall what happened after doing so. I know that I decided to leave the apartment behind, but I don't recall talking to the landlord. I know that I tried moving on from being the person I once was, but I don't know how much I truly changed. Because just over a year later, I'm still in this world, taking part in truly disturbing acts. I'm still obsessed with the dead. Still fawning over Shizuku Noriko. Maybe people can't change after all. I've been fooling myself all this time into thinking that I'm different now, but I'm not. The same as I always was. I'm still just Kojiro. Maybe that's okay.
Some good news for you.
Really? What is it?
A few new cadavers were in the morgue when I arrived tonight.
Ah,
Also, I was thinking
what about?
something funny. We went to such lengths to make sure we didn't get caught stealing cadavers from here.
And?
Well, It's amusing that the entire place was ransacked by the human removal service, but no one ever investigated. No one here seemed to really care.
We tried so hard to cover our tracks, being careful about every single corpse we lifted. Then those assholes just waltzed in and stole everything without any repercussions.
Yeah,
It makes me sick. I want to bring them down.
yeah.
Anyway, how many bodies came in today?
4. Not a great deal, but a start. Give it a week or two, and this place should be packed once more.
Okay, good. Thanks for letting me know.
Of course.
See you.
Later.
As I've already cataloged the new arrivals, I figure I can relax for the rest of my shift. Sat myself in the uncomfortable steel chair parked near the morgue's entryway. A few moments later, I'm lost in the flashing lights on my phone screen. Don't know how long I zoned out for, but when I come to, Noriko's name is embolized across my screen. Strange for her to call me now, since we just spoke before.
Yo,
You're not going to believe this.
try me.
Somebody requested a death.
Ah, that explains the excitement in her voice.
Congrats. It's been a while.
It's been far too long. I thought we were done for. I thought Corpse Girl's website had fallen into obscurity.
Happy for you.
Are we?
Kojiro, we can't let this slip through our fingers. We need a victory here. This new request has to be fulfilled immediately. I want this victim to die with a bang. I want his death to propel Corpse Girl's name back into the limelight.
Roger. Awaiting your orders.
I'm sending you the Vic's photo. Get me a corpse that matches his appearance, just like usual.
Only got a handful of bodies here, remember? Going to be a long shot.
Do whatever the fuck you have to do.
Icy cold commands leave no room to be misinterpreted.
Copy that.
Why is that highlighted? The call ends and I immediately receive a message from Noriko. Putting it up reveals the photo of Corpse Girl's latest victim. Male, mid-30s or so, fairly unremarkable guy. 2 bodies are in stock. Ah, you almost got me. You almost got me. I heave myself off the steel chair and log into the morgue's computer. Scanning through the inventory only takes a few seconds. There are 5 cadavers here in total. 4 that arrived today, plus Junpei Matsumoto's lookalike. Looking through the details reveals that of the 5, 3 are oh my lord. Looking through the details reveals that of the 5, 3 are female and 2 are male. Immediately rule out using the Junpei lookalike's corpse for the request. It's a heavy-set body and doesn't match the victim at all. I'll need to look at the other male, but I don't like the odds of finding a match. Morning, Captain. I navigate the cold chambers and open up the cache housing the corpse in question. Cold air spewing forth from the open compartment fogs up my glasses. I carefully remove them and wipe against my coat, turning them to their rightful place. After unzipping the body bag, I'm met with the face of death. A sight I've become more accustomed to after many long years of working here. This guy is just as average looking as Corpse Girl's victim. He's like the type of person you wouldn't notice in a crowd. He's simply blur against the sea of bodies. Maybe exactly what we need. I compare his features to the victim in the photo. He looks similar. Couldn't exactly mistake him for a relative, but maybe a bit of Noriko's makeup handiwork might pass off as a close enough copy. Only one problem. Zipping the body bag further reveals the guy only has one arm. His left arm has been severed just below the elbow, leaving a surgical stump. Something that he's clearly lived with for years, because the area in question is clean. I had a prosthetic limb before being moved to the morgue. This particular feature's a deal breaker, too hard to convince a victim that it's his own corpse if it's missing a limb. Although, perhaps Noriko could factor in the missing limb to the cause of death. If I bloodied the stump a bit, it'd make it look like he'd lost an arm before he died. I reach for my phone and call Noriko back, getting sick of the chit-chat.
You find a suitable corpse?
Almost. Got a guy about the same age and build. Plain face. Needs some work, but could do the job.
Great! I'll send Tomoe over with the van right away.
Just one thing.
What?
The body is missing an arm.
Oh, that is a problem.
Yeah.
How goes it? Good.
Can you edit the corpse photo so that the victim is missing an arm?
Work's a little shitty, but this will be expected on a Friday.
Make it look like it got chopped off before he died. That way, when he receives the actual corpse, he'll be expecting a missing limb.
No.
No?
I'm already in the middle of making the photo. I'm not changing it now.
Then I don't know what to tell you. Don't have any other suitable bodies.
Make it work, Kojiro.
That venomous tone again.
What can I do? Not going to roam the street and kill someone that looks like the Vic.
Come up with something else then. Hell, chop your own arm off and attach it to the corpse. I don't care what you do. But I need the body within the hour. If you let me down, I'll never be with you. Our relationship is tied to Corpse Girl's fate. If you let her down, you'll let me down. And I don't like being let down.
My phone beeps twice as if to protest Noriko's abrupt ending of the call.
Fantastic.
She likes backing me into corners. What am I supposed to do? Clearly she doesn't really have intention of being with me. She's using me, dangling the promise of something I desire right in front of me. And yet, I need to have her. I need to prove to her that she should be with me. I lower my glasses and gently rub my brow with my fingers.
Shit.
I've got an idea. I can't believe I'm about to do this. Slide my glasses back up and adjust them so they're comfortable once more. I fetch the mobile mortuary lift and angle it underneath the tray protruding from the open cold chamber. With a great deal of effort, I detach the tray from the chamber and rest upon the mortuary lift, allowing me to wheel the corpse across the morgue. After pushing it halfway across the open room, I let the wheels come to a stop directly underneath one of the ceiling's glaring fluorescent lights. With that done, I turn and rummage around in a cabinet. We're just gonna cut off both arms. I sort through a number of tools until I find what I'm looking for. Clutching the sterile implement in a shaking hand, I return to the corpse lying atop the steel tray. I roll up the sleeve of my coat.
Noriko. Here goes.
Are you fucking stupid? You're in a goddamn morgue. Cut off someone else's arm and attach it. When the metal bone digs into the soft flesh of my arm, I have to grit my teeth to refrain from screaming. I angle the blade so that it cuts away from my elbow. I need to leave that intact. Cutting process is pure agony. To prevent myself from passing out, I keep my breathing steady and try to focus on something else. Something my brain can handle with a flame of pain. Begin to count. 1, 2, 3. Count the seconds that it takes for the jagged metal saw to reach bone. 15, 16. Still just flesh and muscle and blood spurting down my coat. 20, 21. I think I reached sinew after 24 seconds. That's hard to tell because it's a trembling numbness that's somehow worse than the original searing agony. My fingers clutching the saw begin to slip due to perspiration. It's getting harder to even hold the tool. After some 32 seconds, the saw hits bone. Slide it back and forth, cutting the dense matter with as much strength as my failing body can muster. Vomit and drool have soaked the front of my coat and begin to smear together with the blood. Forming a shallow pool at my feet, and the stench of the mixing liquids threatens to overwhelm my senses. Counting the seconds has become infinitely more difficult. 4:30. Was it 21 seconds so far? No, it's been longer than that. That's what I said. You're in a fucking morgue. Just cut someone else's arm off and away you go. It's been a minute by now, but sawing into my own arm for a full minute. The blade still doesn't cut through all of the bone. I don't recall when I fell to my knees. I don't recall when I stood back up. I don't recall running my slimy fingers through my hair. or when the flecks of blood splattered across my glasses, or my bladder relieved itself. I don't even recall why I'm doing this. Is it for Shizuko? Is it because I love her? No. Noriko. For Noriko. Actually, it's for Corpse Girl. I had to prove I'm worthy for her. I have to be loved by her. There's nothing else for me. As my count reaches 99 seconds, my right arm falls to the wet tiled floor, flopping like a dead fish against the deck of a boat. I let out a groan of what can only be called relief as I slump in on myself, resting in the pool of foul liquid. My vision blurry and my breathing is ragged. The sane part of my consciousness knows that I need to treat my wound. I need to apply a tourniquet or cauterize the damage, or I'm going to bleed out and die on the floor of my own morgue. That's a bad time, devil. What's going on, friend? How's your stream? Let me show you really quick. I think that still works for me. Works, it does. You agree? Emery, friend? Cat gang? Yeet. How's your stream, friend? I'm gonna give a content warning really quickly. Killed some Nazis, nice. I killed 50 men. But yeah, content warning really quick. We're playing Corpse Factor. It's a visual novel that's fucked. I'm glad you had a good stream. I hope you guys had fun with Devil. Welcome, welcome. Sounds fun. It's interesting. But a quiet voice in my mind, the same one that drove me to such an extreme measure, urges me to finish my work. Getting to my feet is a struggle. Try to push myself up off the ground using both arms, but of course, all flat on my face, my right arm fails to react to my mental instructions. I think the lenses in my glasses smashed against the tiles because now my eyes seem to be bleeding now. We're having a rough go. My second attempt at pushing off the ground is more successful. My left arm is strong enough to hoist my barely responsive body. I sway and stagger around aimlessly before collecting myself and attempting to fish off my severed arm from the ground. Luckily, I managed to grasp the blood and vomit-soaked wrist of my former limb with one good hand. What if Noriko is going to think he's hotter now? I think he's an idiot, is what I think. I drag myself towards the mortuary lift that holds aloft the corpse I need to attach my arm to. But I didn't think this through. I don't really know how to attach a severed limb. Bludgeon the corpse's stump with my useless arm, trying to find some point of connection that'll magically fuse the limb to the corpse. It's hopeless. As I madly flail the arm around, I can't help but laugh at the whole situation. Of course I can't attach my arm to this corpse. The corpse is missing its left arm. I cut off my right arm. He's a fucking idiot.
Good one.
Throw away my useless attached arm behind me and rest my weary body against the mortuary lift. Well, at least we can't cut off my other arm, right? Accompanying my laughter is the laughter of someone else nearby. I listen really intently to confirm that I'm not just hallucinating. I'm certain someone just walked into my line of vision, even if they're nothing more than a dark, blurred silhouette.
Yo, bro. You don't look so hot.
Fuck you, Junpei. That's a bad time for you to show up.
What'd you do? Cut off your own arm?
I know the voice, but I can't place it right now. It's not my voice, and it's not Noriko's
Want me
voice.
to take the pain away?
Yes, please. I'd give anything to remove the pain. Can't voice my consent. My mouth is dry, my jaw locked in place.
Nothing a little fire can't fix.
Oh, that's gonna fucking hurt. The figure comes closer. He smells foul, like a dog that's bathed in gasoline. A dog. The heavy-set figure that I now assume is Junpei Matsumoto is crouched over me. The smell of gasoline intensifies as he pours some sort of cold liquid over my clothes.
Maybe I gotta light this place up. But you guys didn't get the hint when we stole all of your corpses. Well, you ain't gonna be nothing without your precious morgue. And Corpse Girl is gonna wither away without her right hand man. Right hand.
Fuck you, Junpei, you asshole.
Get it, go Jimbo?
I get it. The way he deliberately mispronounces my name really bothers me. Bothers me so much that the anger boiling inside me gives me the strength to open my mouth once more.
It's Kojiro.
Sure, bro. Sleep tight.
The dog lifts his body and disappears into oblivion beyond my sight. The unmistakable sound of a match being struck should fill me with panic, but I feel strangely calm. Warm glowing tendrils of flame flicker around the outskirts of my vision. Fire. The entire morgue is alight. The acrid smell of smoke quickly covers up the odor of gasoline. Fire. I lost my family to fire so many years ago. Maybe it's fitting that I should perish in the same way. Fire. I hate fire. I hate it and fear it. Fire. It's everywhere, surrounding me. The sickening stench of burning flesh permeates my nostrils, and I realize the smell of my severed arm being incinerated behind me. Fire. I close my eyes. Really sleepy right now. Lost a lot of blood after all.
Sorry, Noriko. Sorry I loved you.
I honestly didn't think we'd kill Kojiro. Interesting. Huh. I get to play as our girl. That's either a good or a bad thing. I'm moderately concerned, but I'm very happy. 1 month later. I'm so mad. I really wish I could scream at him. I really, really, really want to scream. He's one of my best customers. I wish he'd just take the rules seriously.
I said no free refills.
Yeah, well, you tell him. The squeak of my voice surprises even me. I've never yelled at a customer before. It feels so liberating. I feel free. The customer hangs his head. He looks as guilty as I feel on the inside. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have raised my voice at him. I'm going to get fired for this. I just know it.
Sorry, Miss Aoi. I'll never ask again, I promise.
Make sure you don't.
That's it. Don't let him see you back down. Be firm, girl. Stand up for yourself. The customer scurries away and I nearly faint from the adrenaline pounding through me. What a rush. I fucking love this girl. I can't believe I didn't back down.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
I feel like I've calmed down. I fetch a cloth and begin to wipe down some tables. The place hasn't been too busy lately, and I still shake when I think about the incident last month that drove away a lot of our customers. That man, that tall, scary man with glasses and an evil face. He hurt my sweet little Junpei. Cornered him in this very cafe and stabbed his fingers with cutlery. What kind of sick freak does such a thing? I know there's a connection between those two, and I can't ever forget about the time that man left Junpei all bruised and broken on the ground outside his apartment. Ugh, grr. I hate that man. Who do you think he is bullying my sweetheart? A pleasant little chime rings out from my pocket, and I recognize it as the notification I set to let me know when the cafe is closing.
Phew. Guess I better get going.
Luckily for me, I'm not on closing duty tonight. My coworkers will take care of all of that. All I need to do is sign out on the employee app on my phone, and my full shift will be automatically recorded, and then I'll get paid on time, just like usual.
Bye, everyone.
I wave farewell to the other girls and duck out the front door. As usual, my cute little honeybee's waiting for me outside.
Sup, baby doll?
If it wasn't for Junpei and the fact that I want to murder him, I'd be having so much more fun as Aoi.
Junpei,
I rush into his arms and give him a big, snuggly cuddle.
I'm so happy to see you.
Of course, babe. I'm always here for you. How was your shift?
Not so bad.
Glad to hear it. Guess things really have changed around here.
Yep. It's so much better since the old manager left.
Good, good. You come tell Junpei if anyone else gives you trouble, yeah?
I will.
I nuzzle into his broad chest once more and immediately feel safe and warm.
Can I come back to your place?
Fuck you, Junpei.
Yes.
He holds my hand and leads me towards the train station. I'm so excited to be with him again. I want this man dead.
Would you
What a
like to
Chad.
see, my dear?
Fuck Junpei, dude. I want this man dead. I want his family dead. I want his pets dead.
Whoa now, Sugar Plum. You've been serving drinks to people all day. You go kick your feet up, and I'll do the brewing.
Junpei's so thoughtful. Every word he says makes it clear how much he cares for me.
Thank you.
I eat his instructions and nestle myself comfortably into the sofa. As I even finish up in the kitchen, I scroll through my noise feed. I don't have many friends on here, mainly just family members, but I still like to see what everyone's up to lately. Plus, Junpei always shares funny memes and pics on his profile. I love seeing those. After scrolling for a minute, I come across a status update from a friend I haven't heard from in a while. Noriko Kurosawa. What's wrong with him besides whatever murder junkie's into? Because Aoi likes him, and I want him dead.
What does that mean?
Her entire post is short and meaningless. It just says, "Hey 3." What on earth could she mean by that? When was the last time I talked to Noriko anyway? She used to call me all the time, and I used to call her too. But somewhere along the line, we fell out of touch. After I introduced her to Junpei, I kind of got the feeling she was jealous. Jealous. Noriko always had feelings for me. Maybe being introduced to my boyfriend really hurt her. Now I feel terrible.
Tea, my love.
Fuck this man. Junpei sets down 2 teacups on the small coffee table in front of the sofa. Steam rises slowly from both cups. The sight and scent immediately relaxes me.
Thank you, Pumpkin.
I never want a relationship this fucking like... Thanks, Pumpkin. Junpei scoots on the sofa next to me and leans his head on my shoulder. I raise a hand and run it through his hair as I continue scrolling through noise with my other hand. Post from a guy I went to school with. Shinya Fujikawa. Whew, grabs my attention. Interesting. I think Shinya always wanted to be a detective. Come to think of it, we were supposed to work together at Temujin. Shinya lined that job up for me and
Who's this dude?
Junpei's gaze fixed on Shinya's profile picture.
Oh, Shinya?
I tap on his pic and load his full profile.
We went to school together.
I scan through his profile and read some of his most recent posts. Hold on, let me finish this. Let me just put the shipment away and then I can go on lunch and we can actually focus. Whatever, it's fine. Lunch. You don't like wholesomeness? Not like this. This is like gross.
This guy has a real father complex, doesn't he?
A little bit.
Maybe.
Did he break up with Tomoe?
Heartbreak. Something about this dude tells me he's never had a girlfriend in his life.
Huh. I wonder.
Oh, I'm super sad.
Jeez. Have some dignity, dude.
Wow. He really likes to share everything, doesn't he? I swear, he never used to be this dramatic.
Junpei yawns and puts his arm around me. A classic move. He's so sweet and romantic. Put my phone down and snuggle into his body. He's like a big soft teddy bear.
I should get going once I finish this cup of tea.
Yeah, you better get the fuck out of here.
Really? Do you have to go?
Yeah, sorry, babe. I gotta check in on Mom tonight.
Oh, okay.
You'll be okay, right?
The thought of being alone forms a pit in my stomach.
Don't worry. I'll help you out before I leave.
Thank you.
Junpei takes one last sip of his tea and gets to his
Wanna
feet.
check the usual stuff?
Yes, please.
He walks behind the sofa and ruffles my hair with his rough hands. The bandages wrapped around his fingers feel coarse against my scalp. As he wanders around my small apartment, he calls out to me.
Oven and stovetop are both switched off. The kitchen tap is off, no drips.
He moves into the bathroom. His voice echoes against the tiled wall.
Tap is off in here too. And the shower is off.
Finally, he moves to the front door.
I'll lock this door properly when I walk out. You just have to put the deadbolt in place, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Anytime, sugar. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Fuck, he's actually a good guy, though. Shit, I still want him dead.
Okay.
Love.
With that, Junpei walks out the door and closes it behind him. I quickly dash from the sofa and to the door and slide the deadbolt into
All
place.
done. The door is locked. The door is locked. The door is locked.
I take a deep breath and tiptoe back to the sofa and then collapse onto it. Junpei's so good to me. He truly helps me out. When I'm alone, I find it so hard to make sure that everything's in order. I can't sleep or leave the apartment if there's a possibility that I left a tap running or an appliance switched on. I can't relax if I think the door might be unlocked. I have to check things again and again until there's no shadow of a doubt that things are the way they should be. I don't remember when this obsessive compulsive behavior first started, but I've been battling it for as long as I can recall. At the very least, when Junpei's here, he checks everything for me. He's so good to me. It saves me so much time. It stops me from having to stand in front of the kitchen sink for 5 minutes, constantly checking and double checking if the tap's running. Logically, I know it's easy to see if water is flowing through the faucet. You can see it, you can hear it, and you can feel it if you slip your hand underneath the flow. The logic rarely applies to these cases. I'm second guessing my own senses. I can glance at the faucet and tell myself that's been turned off properly. It's not dripping. When I turn away, what if I'm wrong? What if it is still dripping? I feel like my mind is betraying me. I feel like I can't trust anything I see or hear. When in doubt, it should be a simple matter of just quickly checking one more time. But the more I check, the less certain I become. It's not just the faucet I have trouble dealing with. It's nearly everything. I unplug appliances from the power sockets to make sure they're definitely not still running. I flick light switches on and off 20 times in a row to make sure I haven't left a bulb on when I leave the room. I open and close doors repeatedly, and the locks are the worst. I have to examine them from every possible angle to convince myself that no one can possibly break in. My condition's completely and utterly fucked up. Struggling against it has caused other horrible afflictions to evolve inside me. Anxiety, depression, and self-hatred. I feel like I can't do anything without the shadow of my compulsive behaviors looming over and controlling me. And so, tonight, like many other nights, I decided to sleep right where I am, on the sofa. Getting up and going to my bedroom is too much effort. Sleeping where I am is just much easier. I begin to drift off, my face planted against the sofa's cushion, my legs draped over the armrest. We'll do one more day. I'm thankful I don't have to work at the maid cafe today. My neck's a little sore from the terrible night's sleep, but I won't let that get me down. It's Monday, the start of a fresh, brand new week. I got lots of exciting things to look forward to. For starters, I'm expecting a delivery of some items I ordered online over the weekend. It's mostly snack food, but I still can't wait. Secondly, I get to see my Junpei again this afternoon. I'm gonna meet him when he finishes his work. Third, my favorite anime starts on Monday nights. There's a new episode every week, well, except when they run repeats after the season's finished. Yeah, I think it'd be the same thing, like, I need to know this. I don't really want to take your word for it. Junpei loves anime as much as I do. Granted, he's not into my favorite series. He says it's a little too girly, but he likes a lot of other shows. We have so much fun discussing characters and stories we like. Even the shows he watches scare me a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good week. My upbeat mood is instantly shattered when Noriko Kurosawa's name lights up my phone screen. She's calling me? We haven't spoken in so long. Why? What does she want from me? Noriko. She's such a chore. She whines and complains about her life so much, but she doesn't know how good she has it. What if she's scared of leaving her apartment? That's a word. Agoraphobia isn't so bad. I'm scared of everything. Everything. She's so selfish. She thinks she's the only one who has it rough. I'm so tired of tiptoeing around her feelings and her stupid sensitivities.
Hello? Aoi? Hi, Noriko. Hey, listen. I know it's been a while, but Can I stay at your place for a few days? I got booted out of my apartment for not paying the rent, and, well, I was living in this abandoned factory, but
I was a hobo for a few days, but
I can't do it anymore. I hate being there alone. The guy I was spending time with just disappeared, and now... Allie? Are you there?
is this crazy bitch for real? She hasn't spoken to me for weeks, months, and now she wants to live in my apartment?
Allie? Sorry, Noriko. You can't stay here. Well, fuck you too.
Wow. My phone beeps twice and the call ends abruptly. What the hell's her problem? Before I can even blink, she calls me again. I'm hesitant to answer this time, but...
Noriko? Sorry, I overreacted. I think I'm in trouble. I think Corpse Girl is trying to kill me, and I need somewhere safe to stay.
Corpse Girl's trying to kill her? I think Noriko's finally lost the plot. Whatever sliver of sanity she once held has finally slipped between her fingers.
Noriko, Corpse Girl isn't trying to kill you. What? How would you know? You are Corpse Girl. Remember? What? How do you... I'm the one who wants to kill you. I'm going to fucking murder you in your sleep.
I love Aoi. Noriko's silence convinces me that her memory is returning. Perhaps she called me in some delirious state or because of some fevered dream.
Shit.
Paul disconnects as she curses. That stupid bitch. Did she seriously forget who she was talking to? I've had it up to here with her. As soon as Junpei works at the location of her factory, I'm gonna go there myself and slit her throat with my fingernails. I'll let her bleed out all over me and tell her that she was never meant a thing to me. I don't care how much she loves me. I'll end her life quickly, before she has a chance to confess her feelings of one last gasping, dying breath. Once Noriko's dead, the human removal service will no longer have any competition, and I'll finally be able to take her place as Corpse Girl. I mean, that was an easy call to make. During our school years, I was always envious of Noriko. She was beautiful, so slim and graceful. She had a wonderful family, parents that loved her more than anything. I never had any of that. I wanted to be her so badly. I struggled with my weight back then, but that wasn't the worst of it. I had an abusive mother and father who essentially ignored my existence. Well, until he killed me by splitting my neck open. I would have given anything to trade places with Noriko and feel alive again. It didn't matter to me that Noriko complained about every aspect of her life. She moaned about how she despised her delinquent sister. She griped about how her father walked out on her, but still sent her birthday cards every year. She lamented over the time her mother tried to kill herself in front of her and her sister. Her mother hugged from the ceiling, barely alive for hours until Noriko figured out how to call an ambulance. I would have taken any of that over my own trauma. I would have taken all of that trauma over my own upbringing. There we go. I'd have traded my life for hers without a second thought. Noriko has no idea how lucky she was. Even after all these years, I never really overcame my envy of her. I even went so far as to request her death through Corpse Girl's website. Of course she didn't die. How could she have? Junpei figured it out before I did. He forced his way into Corpse Girl's websites and reviewed all of the death requests. Someone, Noriko, had placed a comment on the request I submitted. A single line of text never to be seen by other eyes. That's me, bitch. Knowing that she'd become Corpse Girl made my jealousy grow. I wanted to take her place. I wanted people to fear me, just like they feared her. I wanted any other life, anything that would let me escape from my own hellish half-existence. Thanks to traveling through the website, Junpei soon figured out the whole thing was essentially a hoax. Corpse Girl had no ability to cause death. Noriko was simply trying to con people into ending their own lives. It was pathetic. It made me laugh. I decided I'd play along with Noriko's delusions in order to ensure her downfall. So we're dead. It's finally time. I get to meet Junpei at the station and walk him home. Yay! Noise Corporation office is within walking distance from Shinjuku's train station. Getting there is a breeze. Junpei works on the 13th floor of a massive office complex. He's one of the top dogs. He's worked really hard to get where he is, and I'm so proud of him. It's kind of funny to think that I almost got a job near here, at the Temujin office building, which is close to Junpei's. Noriko and Shinya hooked me up, but I completely bailed on them. Oh well. At that time, I had no idea the love of my life worked nearby. I think I'm right on time, so Junpei should be here any second. As I wait patiently, a familiar girl climbs the stairs and wanders past me. Her outfit's kind of unprofessional. I wonder if she's an office employee. She looks a bit like a troublemaker. Everyone in this game sucks. I like Aoi, she's fucking crazy. Where have I seen her before? And I like Tomoe too. She caught me staring at her. Oh, she's walking towards me.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
I like Tomoe a lot. No time to run away. She's right in front of me.
Yeah, you're Noriko's friend, right? Aoi?
Noriko's friend. Everything is always about fucking Noriko.
Yes, and you are...
The brash girl swoops her hair out of her face and leers at me.
Tomoe, a friend of hers as well.
Oh,
I suddenly remember where I've seen Tomoe before. I think she was in some of Shinya's photos. She the girl that Shinya broke up with?
how is Noriko?
Dunno. Was hoping you could tell me. Haven't seen that skank in weeks.
I see.
I see.
I haven't seen her either.
Righto. Well, I'll see you around.
And just like that, the girl brushes past me and doesn't even look back.
I...
I watch her as she wanders along the platform.
Oh, babe!
Get hit by a train, Junpei.
Junpei.
What up, doll? Hey, that chick you were just talking to? She works at Temuchin. I see her walking around here all the time. She's the one I told you about.
Wait, that's her?
Yup. She used to help that Kochiro asshole deliver putties for Corpse Girl. I've been waiting for ages to introduce you to. Oh!
I nod at Junpei and immediately break into a run.
Get her, babe.
Are we gonna kill Tomoe? Junpei's face cheers fate as I leave him behind. Tomoe, she's the one helping Noriko, Corpse Girl. We've been waiting for a chance to follow her. Junpei's been keeping an eye on her, but her actions and movements are erratic and hard to predict. But today I fortunately have the opportunity to follow her. She's connected to so many people. Noriko, Kojiro, Shinya. They're all involved with Corpse Girl's operation. We want to track them down one by one and cremate them like cadavers. But of course, I'm saving Noriko for last. I'll slice her open and bathe in the blood and be reborn from her corpse. I'll assume her identity and live her life and leave my own painful existence behind. Race along as fast as my legs will take me, my feet pounding against the train platform and several people passing by stop to watch me out of curiosity. As long as Tomoe doesn't notice I'm tailing her, then I don't care who sees me. Follow her all the way to the end of the platform, then I blend into the crowd as we board the same train. I knock on the door to what I can only assume is Tomoe's apartment. She answers just a few moments after and shoots me a quizzical look. Ah, we're killing Tomoe. That's sad. As soon as the door is all the way open, I dash forward and slam into Tomoe full force with my tiny body. We tumble into the apartment, though Tomoe doesn't even lose her balance. She's a lot bulkier than I am. She absorbs most of the impact and manages to remain standing. She grits her teeth and plants her hands on my shoulders, only to push me back with a mighty shove.
What the fuck are you playing at? He just tackled me!
Swing a fist at her face. She catches me off guard when she sidesteps my punch and brings her knee up into my gut. I reel back, but the injury doesn't bother me.
Take that, you dumb skank! I'll teach you to attack me! I don't care if you're Noriko's friend! I'll put you in the fucking ground!
The long fake nails rake across my face and blood pours from my torn skin. I stand firm and stare her down.
You're allied with Corpse Girl, right?
Is that what this is about? I don't give a shit about all that anymore. It's all behind me.
You know Corpse Girl's identity?
Of course I do. Why? Are you curious? Got someone you want to have killed?
No. I know that it's Noriko.
You're damn right. I should have guessed that a friend of hers would be just as psychotic. Noriko can go fuck herself for all I care. I'm done with her shit.
So am I. I'm going to kill her.
Moe raises an eyebrow.
That so? Well, she kinda has it coming.
I see.
Corpse Girl is done and dusted. Doubt the public even remembers her these days. It's all about the human removal service. Noriko's just Noriko now. But I still won't forgive her for what she did to Kojiro.
she talking about? Does she know something I don't?
What happened to Kojiro?
Do you even know who he is?
I do.
He warned me about her, you know? He said she'd discard us as soon as we weren't useful anymore. Sure enough, she had him killed. Fucking burned him alive.
Interesting. Tomoe thinks Noriko killed Kojiro when in reality. Wow, we haven't won one of those in a long time. Junpei took care of that freak. He burned the entire morgue down around him. I suppose Kojiro's death caused Noriko and Tomoe's relationship to fall apart. Everything worked out better than Junpei planned.
Noriko will die. And so will you for your role in helping her.
Oh, come on. Why are you so insistent on messing with me? I ain't never done nothing to you. Hang on.
Even though this girl extrudes an air of stupidity, I didn't expect her to actually be this dense. Clearly she figured it out by now.
You with the human removal service?
I don't say anything.
You're kidding me. You're the one Noriko has been fighting against this whole time. And you're her best friend.
Your point?
Are you the leader of your little group?
No.
Right.
When Tomoe pauses to brush her hair behind her ear, I strike. A hand darts towards the grip on her throat. Darts forward and grips her throat. I begin to crush it between my fingers. The girl kicks and flails. She beats her fists against my outstretched arm, but I don't flinch. Her gurgling and thrashing brings me no joy. I wish people would simply accept their fate. Despite how tightly I'm squeezing her throat, she manages to form the beginning of a word. My only guess is she's trying to call for Shinya. Shinya, the idiot boy she already broke up with. He can't save her now. I tighten my grip and stride forward, pushing Tomoe's back against and pinning her against the wall. He kicks me out and hits me directly in the knee. I refuse to buckle. Her fingers continuously claw at my arm, slashing into my flesh and sending flecks of blood across the room. She thinks she can hurt me. Thinks she can fight her way out of her fate. Nothing she does will ever injure me. You can't hurt the dead. This thought repeats in my mind as my face crashes into the floor. A ringing sound in my ears causes me to question what just happened. The residual shockwaves of a dull impact on my skull flow through my head. I wouldn't call it pain or even an ache, just a sensation something collided with me. But I'm already on the floor, my lips pressed against the hardwood, my eyes twitching, and examining shattered shards of pottery falling to the floor around me. A blanket of darkness descends over me, and I hear ragged sounds of Tomoe breathing, and someone asking, "Are you okay?" The question isn't directed at me. I don't think anyone cares I'm lying here in my own blood. I can't count how many movies I've seen where characters claim they've had an out-of-body experience. I've heard stories in real life too. People on the brink of death or unconscious tell tales of how they could view their own body from a lofty spiritual perch. Never put much stock into this nonsense. How can someone dead or dying view the world with any form of clarity? When I died all those years ago, I didn't experience any such thing. It's kind of disappointing, even though I didn't expect much. Being clubbed across the head in Tomoe's apartment was a completely different experience than the time glass shards pierced my neck. I feel like I'm teetering on the edge of consciousness, writhing around on the hard floor. I can see some light, some blurred shapes, and I can see my own body down below. My body, delicate and frail and slowly decaying. I don't get it. Why would I have an out-of-body experience now of all times? I sure as hell didn't experience anything of the sort my father slit my throat. Why now? I wonder if any of my victims ever suffered from hallucinations like this before dying. Did Katomi Ida and all those people on the train platform experience this after I cut them open? Oh. Did they also helplessly look down their own bodies from above as the train screeched past? Emi Katsuno, boy, did she scream when I pushed her over the balcony railing. Did her spirit leave her body look down upon her splattered corpse? What about the other nameless souls I've claimed from Noriko's website? There have been so many bodies piled up, countless gifts pledged in Corpse Girl's name. I didn't kill them because I wanted to shed blood. I did it to delude Noriko. That was the goal at the start anyway. Noriko never caught on to what I was doing. She took all the credit, thinking she was some kind of all-powerful being and controlled the fates of her victims. She never even tried to understand the truth. I slaved away from her, cutting and strangling and slashing and slicing. I piled up bodies for Noriko, but Corpse Girl claimed all the kills. It was a pointless endeavor. I think she would have spiraled into madness even without the power trip. I suppose it doesn't matter now. Things have changed. My only focus now is to kill Noriko. I should have done so from right at the start. I'll kill her for wasting my time. As I look down upon the body below, I see a girl who's too scared to go on, too scared to struggle anymore. Shame. If I wasn't killed years ago, I might have had the chance to live a normal life. Well, there's nothing else for it. I feel my spirit returning to my body. Strange sensation because I'm not returning to life. How could I? I've been dead for far too long. My only chance to claim Noriko's life for my own. I'll become her and discard this rotting, walking corpse. Alright, we're gonna stop there. Shush, 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 shush. So we should finish this tomorrow then. Or Monday? Maybe we'll play it tomorrow. No, we can't. I raid tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be Monday we finish this. My girl's been dead the whole time. Sad. Well, she can't become more dead, right? These people are all crazy as fuck. Oh, I thought Kajiro would be gone now. I like it though. It's been a good game so far, besides murdering my throat. I think this morning we will play that game we've been playing. That one game that we've been playing. Oh shit. Song of Horror. That's the one. But for now, I'm gonna get back to work. I fell behind a little bit tonight because I've been slacking, but whatever. Fuck them. I'm still way ahead on the week. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Devil, thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate that a lot. And thanks for spending some of your Friday night with me. I appreciate that the most. Hopefully we'll see you back here in 3 hours-ish. I'm gonna start my streams around 8 now. 8 my time. So an hour later in the morning. That gives me time to like relax a little bit. Rather than finish work and go straight into stream. Guys, we will see you in a little bit for Song of Horror. More spookies in the morning. Have yourselves a great Friday night. Peace, guys. Thanks for hanging out.